a strike from Dusan Vlahovic. Game over.
Into the mixer. Zalewski down and De Vrij! How cool was the debutant?
Lovely play on the break to secure the win, and he does.
Lautaro Martinez. Still Lautaro Martinez! If you make errors like that against Inter, you will be punished.
Well, we are moments away from kick-off Inter in as Inter look to win to capture top of the table yet again, while Juventus will look to halt their rivals' march towards the Scudetto. We're going to get you out to the Allianz Stadium with Chris Whittingham and Matteo Bonetti on Paramount Plus, while our watch party begins for you here on the Golazo Network and on YouTube in just a second. Welcome along, everybody. Here we are. We are ready for the watch party. It's the Derby d'Italia. I'm Poppy Miller alongside Nigel Reo-Coker, Mike Grella and Marco Messina. We're minutes away from kickoff in Turin. I wasn't going to be here with the boys, but then Nigel said, I'm bringing cheese, I'm bringing pastries.
You didn't want to be here with us.
I'm bringing everything.
You
so I thought,
didn't
okay, I'll
want
come.
to be here, yes.
Of course I did.
You don't
but
enjoy
where is
watching
it,
the game with
Nigel?
us.
Where is everything?
It's on its way. It'll be here soon.
coming. Take it easy.
It's calm.
No,
The game
no.
hasn't even started yet.
Show the people how many pillows you have. She took all our pillows. in the
Nigel
back.
never uses a pillow.
Nigel's back is killing him now because he had
You
to
want
give you
your
his
pillow, Nigel?
No, I don't. I'm fine.
Oh, okay.
You're dressed in all black, so are we supposed to take something from that?
No.
Is there a team that you're
It's a
supporting more so than another
No.
team in this Derby d'Italia?
What do you think it is?
It's a
It's
complete
Juventus.
coincidence.
Oh, no, it's a funeral for Napoli is
she's
what she told
Juventus.
me.
According to Grella, I've got a funeral to go to later on
Hey,
today.
our lovely Audrey is not going to be happy with you.
She's wearing
Yeah.
black and
Her
white.
name's Adri.
Audrey.
black and
I
white.
say Audrey.
Look, she's wearing black and white. The black outfit with the white feet.
I knew that
There's a
was
glare coming through.
Look at
You're
those.
definitely
Snowing
Juventus.
outside.
Those feet are
snowing
damn white. Yeah.
Now we can't have.
What's worse, though? Your face or my feet? I think it's pretty
It's
close.
close. It's close.
It's very close. Anywho, so we're going to get obviously a lot of hope. Well, hopefully we're going to get people joining us throughout.
People are already joining.
Oh,
join it,
okay,
go.
They're in the
great.
comments.
Before we go,
people.
Marco, wait, let me ask you that. I know you've been doing this for a long time now. Who is your Italian team? I don't know if you've told me
I
before.
don't have one.
You don't have
She
one.
does have one.
Nah.
I
say
think
it.
we should ask the fans to send in who they
Great
think
question.
Poppy should support or adopt as an Italian team for all the years she's been in the coverage.
You know
I
what
think the
Poppy
fans
does?
should send in.
She plays the sides. She has a team that she tells us about, but then anytime we get a different fan group on, because we got the Juventus club, the Inter club, she doesn't want to say.
You
who her
should pick a
is.
team
Yeah,
that
but
plays
you
like
gotta pick a
Nottingham
team.
Forest because you like Nottingham Forest, right?
True.
Wow, that would
like
be
that.
AC Milan.
It would be
Empoli.
Milan.
AC Milan would be the connection there
Would it
because of
Yeah.
Nottingham
Empoli?
Forest.
Yeah, it would be obviously Milan because they have the connection in Nottingham as well, the ties to Nottingham. So,
The guy from Nottingham started in Milan.
Yeah, if we're going through that aspect, yeah. We've got people that are going to come and join us, obviously, throughout the watch-along. We've got
That's
fan
great.
parties all over. Let's see the Juve fan party, shall we?
Hey.
Oh, hey, Los Angeles,
Wow.
Shout out
Hollywood,
Marcella.
Good. Nice.
State, New York City.
I love this.
This is so good. And then obviously we're going to have Inter as well throughout the
That's it.
day. Miami, Manhattan,
Wow.
Inter Club DC.
DC.
All the ones in Miami, they're outside enjoying the nice weather.
They're probably having a cigar, so I don't know where that is in Miami. Where is the
It's on
Inter
the
Club
side.
in Miami? A city
How
I
good
know
is
quite
that,
well.
by the way?
Oh my God.
The weather in Miami.
Look at that.
Okay, I got
The
a
power
question
of
now.
We need the game on.
Where's the game?
Yeah,
Yeah,
where
we
is
need
the
the
game?
game
We
on.
can't see the game. We're a minute
We don't have it
44
yet.
into the match, apparently.
I'm getting scared. Shall we say hello? Shall we give some shout outs to the people?
Let's.
David Coates says this is a massive opportunity for Inter to go top of the table. Zachary W says Nigel's back with the AC Milan.
Behave, mate. I'm from
ACs?
London, Zach.
Behave, mate.
Behave, geezer.
You know, for everybody that's joining to the chat again from last week's watch party, everyone loved Nigel. So Nigel,
true.
there's a lot of expectations. This is like having a really good game. You got to do it back to back. Show
Well-
some consistency.
Marco, I just have to be myself. That's all it is, mate. I don't let expectations get the better of me.
I love that.
Stay humble.
Just look at yourself in the mirror. If you do the best you can, that's all you got to do. Same mindset in a football pitch.
He's
Leave
so
it all on the pitch.
motivating.
It's a big
That's a
opportunity
big
for
chance
Juventus
there.
to start.
Oh, half a chance.
Kenny sent that in.
Nico, man, he's
Nico.
been a little bit all over the place, right? I
Nico
watched him
Gonzalez.
last week, missed the target 50 times, and he just missed one early on here. But good warning shot there from Juventus.
I'm still surprised that Yildiz is on the
Good
bench and not
press.
playing in that position. For me, Yildiz brings the creativity that Nico Gonzalez has not consistently shown throughout the year.
He's not on Malta's bingo card today.
It's weird, the subs that he makes. Takes him out in the 45th minute, even when he's having a
I
good
think
game.
it's funny. I think as a player, right, you need to know where you stand in the,
Yeah.
in the team. Like, and if you're not playing well, that you sit out or you train with the reserves or whatever your schedule might be. Or if you play well, you get into the team. This is kind of like you don't know if you're
Yeah,
going to
but
play. You don't know what's going on.
Do you know the mistake that people make? People make the mistake thinking that all managers and coaches are the same. And it's far from the truth. There's so many managers that are way better managers. And there's so many managers where, as a player on the pitch, they will tell you exactly what they want from you. If you don't do that, you don't play. Some managers leave you in limbo. Some managers will believe
Yeah, but
because you
forget
played
about
enough.
football. In
look at
life,
look at
forget about
Vlahovic.
football. Forget about football. In life, you like to know where you stand with your friends,
do.
with your work, with the people you work with. You know,
Like, we all
Poppy
know we
knows
love
where.
each
But
other.
football sometimes is a reflection of life. That's what people don't understand. Like, we can give you that insight because we've been in those dressing rooms, Grella. I just called you Greta.
Look at this from.
What a tackle from
But you know what
Milan.
it is? Look at the way that they handled Danilo. Look at the way they handled Vlahovic. Vlahovic
Yeah.
is the 6th game in a row that he's on the bench. So whatever you believe, I saw Lippi had a quote this week. He says, "Yeah, I get that he's not good, but you still got to play him. Otherwise, the value is going to go down." But that's water under the bridge for now because they have a game that whoever's there, whoever's on the field, whoever's on the bench, Juventus are desperate to get a result if they want to be in the Champions League. And we should ask people. Everybody's commenting, saying, what is your score prediction for the match? Because I see, to start off, Darwin says Inter will win this match 4-3.
Oh,
That would be a thriller.
What do you think, Pop? I'm going to start with you. And then everybody in the comments
I
can...
think it's going to be 2-2. I think we are going to see a lot of goals, but I think it's going to finish a draw, and I think we're not going to learn much about the title race in terms of Inter and Napoli this weekend. What do you think, Nige?
I will go 3-2 Inter. I think Inter will get the job done. For me, they're just a well more organised coach. When you watch Inter play, you know what you're going to get. You know the formation, you know the system. That's it. It just depends if they've got the energy for it. I think with this Juventus side, you're still learning. I still don't see a clear-cut identity with Juventus under Thiago Motta. And it's whether Juventus play for the win or play for the draw, which they become the masters at, playing for the draw.
In my mind, there's no scenario where Juventus can actually win this game. In my mind, the way I see the teams, the way I see the lineups, everything we spoke about in the last hour and a half, there's no scenario where Juventus come away with a win in this. It's an Inter draw or win, and I think I see a 3-1. That's what I see.
Inter.
I also see Inter winning. Inter side conceded 23 goals this season. All last season when they won the Scudetto, they only conceded 22. So that's an issue. The 4-4 in the previous matchup, these two, that's an issue, right? So I think Juventus have the capabilities to score. I think they have quality in the team. Conceição, Nico Gonzalez hasn't been great, but okay. Muani, who's been hot. So I think they'll score. But I think Inter in the end have too much.
For Juventus to win this game, Muani has to have an absolute unbelievable game.
The midfield
because goal
needs to be
scoring
important.
hasn't been a strength of this Juventus side. So I would say Kolo Muani has to be on fire today.
And the biggest thing is Juventus, they start games really well, so you can't even get excited by them dominating the ball, pressing the ball, because it's often in the second half that they don't do that.
And then, you know, you say that, Marco, and what we've got today, Marcus Thuram's on the bench for Inter, who could come and have an impact off the bench when players are tired.
Who just passed that ball out of play? Was that Gatti or was that the Vega? I mean, he just missed a 15-yard pass.
What you want to do? You want to sub him?
I mean,
we got this comment
I
from...
don't think guys are missing 15-yard passes.
We got this
on the
comment from
pitch for me.
Zach. Are any of you guys still optimistic about Taremi? I laughed when you said he brings the creativity, but not the goals. We need the goals. Zachary's absolutely right. That has been the knock on Taremi. He started most of their Champions League games. It wasn't Thuram. It was Taremi that was getting the go. Inter did really well just being in cruise control in the Champions League. But that's the problem. I think when they don't have Lautaro and they don't have Thuram, yes, the rest of their team helps in getting the goals, but you still need a striker that puts the ball to the back of the net.
We've seen this with Keane. We've seen this with Moise Keane going to Fiorentina. You need fluidity, especially as a striker in that position, more so than any other position. The goal-scoring positions, you need fluidity. You need to know the manager's backing you. You need games, 5, 6, 7 games in a row. He hasn't had that. He's a player that's shown time and time again he's got tremendous quality, but difficult to get it going from the bench for the sporadic playing time.
So all of our comment section agrees with you guys. Nobody has put Juventus to win so far. There's another comment. Italian football just gives me the feeling you don't get
Did you write this?
Get off! There you go, have that.
Super striker.
I think this is one that you just typed in while you were watching this.
I think some of you need to put a bit more respect on Dumfries' name as well, because I've heard some comments where people not having Dumfries to say he's not quite up there technically and this and that, like he's a slouch. I think Dumfries is up there.
Me.
Who said that?
I said that he's not the best in the league. That was the question. They said, is he? Well, I think the question was the best in the world, and then I was surprised by that, and then I said, no, he's definitely not the best in the world. He's been much better in 2025. I give him that credit. He has shown that consistency. And he's grown tremendously. His first years at Inter, I didn't think he was good enough in that right wing back position. Every time I would look at the Inter 11, he was the one that I would point out and say, this is probably the one area that they would be able to improve.
Who would you pick over him as better than him in Serie A?
I put Cambiaso over him as a right wing back.
Grella?
Dumfries?
Yeah.
As a right wing back? You could say maybe Bellanova has a little bit smoother on the ball, probably pacier, moves better. But Dumfries for me is one of the best.
The question's not one of; it's the best.
Yeah,
I put those three. I put the three that we just mentioned.
Who else are we forgetting of that could be there?
Cambiaso and Bellanova and Dumfries for me. The only three I thought of.
Well, you're saying right wing back, so you're not including DiMarco at all in that, right?
No.
Or are we talking about wing backs?
The question was right wing back.
Yeah, right wing back. Dumfries for me would be my first choice at the moment. Physical, Yeah, I mean, that's not a foul, by the way.
Grella, you love the wing back to wing back
You
play.
don't watch Italian football all the time, right?
Yeah.
Is this a foul in the Premier League, by the way?
It was a foul in the Champions League. Paisa, this was a penalty in the Champions League.
Oh, yeah, that was a penalty in the Champions League. So that one, yeah.
That the whole world said was a mistake,
yeah,
right?
we agree.
So we're making mistakes here because in Italy it's too soft. You can't even watch the games. They blow the whistle too many times. It's way too easy. You have to let the players play.
Dumfries does catch him there. Catches.
Does he catch him?
Yeah, catches him. Good solid one there.
I need my binoculars.
You have to admire, though, when you watch Inter, just how well coached they are.
Yeah.
Like, Inzaghi really has these players so fine-tuned.
But this is
so
what I'm
well
saying.
programmed.
It's a well-tuned machine against a team that don't take anything away from Juventus. Bunch of quality that wants to compete, but they don't. It's not clear what they're trying to do.
No, 100%.
And then it's really not clear when they're in a winning position. If they get a goal first, then they sit back. They play a little bit catenaccio. They don't look good at all. So
just look at that football there, apart from that final pass there. But they play through the lines, the distances between the midfield and the centre backs when they're receiving, knowing not to go tight to close space down. Just so well organised and well structured.
I have a question.
I already know what you're going to ask.
All right, go.
Is Barella world class?
No.
He
We
just
already know
popped
that.
up. Nigel always loves to get in.
He said no a couple of weeks ago. I don't know what his opinion is now.
You don't think he's world class, Barella?
Who, Barella? It's a difficult
If
one.
Barella's not world class, I'm walking off the show.
He's not world class.
Yeah, this is. Are you guys okay? If he did this in the Premier League, everyone would say that he's the most world class player in the world. Come on,
He's not world
Come
class.
on,
He's
stop.
not world class.
He's not world class.
Potential, yes, but he's not world class.
By the way, we're
No.
not arguing about Barella. We're arguing about the definition of world class.
No,
He's
not.
one of the best players in Serie A.
For sure.
And in the world.
100%.
So you're saying he's not world class, though?
I mean, we could have an hour conversation about what world class means.
Doesn't have to be an hour. Just answer yes or no.
World class means to me, like, when you turn on FIFA. Oh,
What's his one biggest strength? Barella's.
Everything.
Everything.
Yes. His ability, the way that he breaks the line, the energy
Goal scoring
that he brings to
numbers?
the team. No, his goal scoring is not amazing.
Okay, then. So,
Not.
so
you
if you're
just
in
have
that
to-
midfield area, you have to be.
You think
Uh-oh.
it has to be
Here it
goal
is,
scoring?
Barella.
Oh!
Can you
that would've been
imagine if he
crazy
scored
offside.
then?
World class.
I think he's offside there.
The question that I wanted to ask was, Grella, who are you going for in this game? We know you're a born Juventino,
Yeah.
but we know you want Inter to win the Serie A.
For me, I look
He
at
wants
it as
Italian football to win.
correct.
No.
All the time. I want the
Except
Italians
for
to win.
Napoli to win the league.
So who
That's
would
not
you
good for
prefer?
Italian
If you could
football.
choose who would win today, who would you choose to win?
For me, I'm in a win-win. It doesn't matter to me. Because I think the season is
hasn't
still
answered any of
long.
my
I think the
questions.
season is still long. So if Inter wins, I don't think is.
For more excitement, you'd want Juventus to win.
Oh, that's a huge mispass there from Inter.
For the Serie A title race, you'd want Juventus to win today.
Since I love Italian football, it's how I understood football. It's how I learned football. My father would sit me down.
Oh!
What happened here?
That's not a foul. Oh.
Oh, we have the Juventus Empire State Club right
Yes.
here in our backyard, only a couple miles away. Marcella's with us. How we feeling?
Mark, how are you? Hi, Mike. How's everything going?
We're
We're
good.
not too feeling too straight about all the pressure right now, but we got a great turnout here, and I got our president called next to me.
We're always happy to watch our boys play. Want a great result today.
Is the feeling optimism there with Juventus? We know they're very inconsistent, but
Listen,
today against Inter,
I'm never negative on game day. Wow.
bravo. What's your prediction?
Never be
then?
you criticize when the game is over. While the game is going, it's 4-0 the whole time, buddy.
We need the Juve that came back to tie 4-4. That's what we need, and we need some winning luck today. But it's going to be a tough one.
The comments want to know, what's the prediction?
You guys need Padre Pio.
Padre Pio's right. That's what.
The prediction is a win. You never predict a loss. That's it. 3 points, and that's it.
They should just hire him as the manager.
I just want to know what universe they're in.
Listen, I'm available, and very happy to take a salary raise.
Let's see. Juventus are defending a quarter for us before we say anything else. Marcello, why don't you tell us how many people are in this group, and where are you guys watching from? Where do you watch the games from?
So we're watching football facts at Rush Station. And I don't know. I think we got 40 people here today.
Looks like it.
Yeah, looks like it. Weather scared some people away, I think. But
Total membership is what, 80 this year?
Yeah, we have a total of 80 members this year.
That's
Like paying members.
That's pretty good. The one thing I like, I used to watch games there all the time when I was young at Football Factory. It's a good spot. The cool thing is you get a lot of New Yorkers like them, but then you also get a lot of Italians or foreigners that come and watch the game.
A lot of Italians for Christmas. Christmas and New Year's is always great over here because we got a lot of tourists coming. Even over the summer when maybe New Yorkers away, we get a ton of Italians. Europeans on vacation in general.
Oh, you know what? It's a good story. Marcella, maybe you could tell it. I heard Agnelli was there one time, right?
Yeah, he was. Paul was actually that story, but he asked the guy behind the bar if the tag that Agnelli had opened was indeed Andrea Agnelli. They said yes. And
He looks at the card, looks at me, and just goes.
And the owner of the bar, Jack, he went over to Agnelli, like, I know who you are. And Andrea responds, who am I? And he goes, you're the guy that's going to get me a shirt signed by the entire team this year. And we can't access that area right now. There's a Pogba jersey from that year hanging with the entire squad sign. So that's a really nice moment for us. And, for Jack himself.
That's amazing, Marcella. Love to see that. The owner of Juventus watched the game over there with them. We'll check in with you in a bit, Marcella, hopefully with good news. Good.
Yeah, absolutely. Talk to you guys later.
See ya.
Nigel, you'd like to go and watch a game, wouldn't you, in New York City? Do you go to many fan watch parties?
No, I don't. That's come out of nowhere.
Because I would
caught me off guard.
I would imagine you to absolutely love that. You know what?
You don't want to send me to a party.
We had to work the Euros, didn't we? But if we hadn't worked the Euros, how fun would it have been to go and watch England somewhere in New York?
The Euros here was class that day. They were losing to who were they losing to? Slovakia or Slovenia?
I would love to go.
I would love to watch it with Nigel.
I would not turn down a good time.
With a few pints, I'm sure, Nigel. More comments. Come in.
Go for it, Pop.
I can't see from Inzaghi's system opens up the wing backs to play a lot more freely. So DeMarco and Dumfries overperform.
Oh, wow.
Fact.
Do you agree with that?
Fact.
It puts them in the best position possible.
Absolute fact.
You're a massive DeMarco fan. What are you talking about? He overperforms now.
He's a massive DeMarco fan now. You didn't know him a year and a half ago.
Have you seen
he was all over
Have you seen DeMarco play left back?
Yeah, but he's a wing back. There's a different position. It's a different position.
You know what else I would include Bastoni?
Have you ever seen Colombo play right back?
Hold on.
No.
At Juventus,
Marco, we see Angelino play in the back three, right? And he was horrendous for Roma.
Great point.
Horrendous.
Then Ranieri comes, puts him as a wing back, where he's so much more effective for Roma. It's a different skill set. If you've got the right wing backs, it's not overperforming. It's you've got the players that can perform that duty, and they're more in there. Yes, they can come back and double up, but they're more there to get forward and make things happen.
Darmian used to play for Dumfries, was the same.
He was not the same.
Darmian's 30-something years old.
He wasn't the same.
No chance. Dumfries, you get way more from Dumfries.
Look at this. Super striker.
These guys
Barella is world class. Nigel, open your eyes, mate.
Oh.
Mate.
Did he try and make me off? Who's my mate? Nah, geezer. You can't call me mate unless you buy me a pint. So that's missed me.
Who's Poppy going for?
In this game?
Yeah.
Or the Scudetto? I'm going to go for... Well, I think it's going to be a draw in this game. I think Juventus are going to scrape something from it.
Can you answer the question?
Who
are you going for?
Like, who am I rooting? Oh, okay.
She knows.
Well, I would like it to be a draw too, because I want the title race to be really tight. So.
Yeah, you
know what?
You blind
I told you that she's trying to be on both sides.
Which team do you want to win?
She's playing the
Inter.
fence.
I want Inter to win.
She's doing
I
what
want
she
Inter
hates
to win
us
because
doing.
I want Napoli
Michele.
to have to chase them in the title race.
Oh, wow.
All right, let's go back to this Barella conversation now.
Yeah.
What's his strength? You said he does everything, right?
He does it all.
He does.
He's a pure box-to-box midfielder.
Okay.
He could defend, he could attack, he breaks a line, he gives incredible passes.
Does he get double-digit goals?
You don't have to be double-digit goals to be a world-class player.
No. If you don't do that and you're a natural ball winner and you destroy the play and you dictate the play constantly, then yeah, that's world class. Çalhanoğlu does it more than him.
Score in this game.
Çalhanoğlu does it more than him. Oh!
What a save.
I'm not allowed to say that, am I?
Yeah, you can.
Why not?
What a... Oh,
what a miss.
Dumfries.
Knocking on the door. What about bicycle
It looked like a weird spin on the ball, though. But that's Inter now showing their teeth there in this play here.
This wide play. That's Taremi, right? Taremi with the
hold on, let's just see this next bit before I get to comment. Oh, that's a good chance.
Zachary.
That is a real good chance. Oh.
Nobody ever wants to address Barella's attitude, extremely negative to the point of embarrassment. I was terrified when he was pegged as potential next captain after Handanovic. Doesn't that matter? Honestly, Zachary, I would say that this was earlier on. I think that he's improved a lot in his attitude. He used to pick up a lot of silly yellow cards. I think he's improved that in his game. I like Barella, but for me, I don't believe he's world class. If I had to say a world class midfield in what I see for what they do for Inter and internationally, Çalhanoğlu for me is still he's in that conversation. I think I would say he is.
To address
as a midfielder, yeah. As a midfielder,
I'm undecided about the definition of world class. That's fine. We spoke about it for a month last month. But to address that question, I think there's some accuracy to that. It's a little bit like with Barella. It's a little bit like if something goes against him or not his way, he's kind of hands in the air. Is a little bit arrogant. Brozovic as well had a little bit of that when he was there.
Grella, why don't you break this down for us?
This is a wingback play. Look, Di Marco left, Dumfries right, and just create these overloads.
Tries to shoot, and then look at this, though. That is great by Taremi. To adjust his body like that, and there, just enough defensively. Is it Savona?
Yeah.
Savona does enough there. He's not going to win the ball, but he gets his body on Dumfries, and because he does that, it puts him off. Doesn't give him opportunity of a free header. But just watch Taremi's adjustment there. That is just unbelievable. And then watch. Look, Savinho comes in, does the right thing. Dumfries in front of him. And does that.
He gets pushed
him off. That's good.
I think still.
No, but that's good. No, that's good defending. Like that there for kids watching. If you're not going to win the ball, try and affect the play. He's already in front of you. Just put body on him, put him off. He does well.
And he's not a natural left back. That's one thing that we've been talking about. Kelly, they say, was sick all week long. Cambiaso still coming back from this injury, not fit enough to play. We were hoping he was going to be there. So Savona, who's a natural right back, who was playing in Serie A, last season, has to step in as left back. But that's the story of Juventus this season. A lot of players having to sacrifice and play in different positions. So well done from him.
How hard is it as well for Juventus knowing they've got PSV coming up in that away leg of the Champions League? This week feels like it's a really tough week for them with Inter and then the sandwich of the Champions League as well.
Nearly gave the ball right in the back. Juventus playing out the back.
Yeah, Pop, I think they, this is like a well-known. Look at this.
Uh-oh, Nico. Go on, Nico. Oh, that was beautiful.
Oh,
my God.
Conceição. With the shot! Oh,
what a save.
Wow. It goes out for a corner kick. That's a great play from Juventus.
Who gave the ball, who backheel the ball like that? Was that Barella?
Barella gave it away there at the end once he won it. It was a really poor clearance.
It was.
Yeah, it was. But Barella won it. He mopped it all up and then gave it right back to Conceição at the top of the box. But this is a little bit the issue with Inter. This looks like a last game where Inter had large control of the game, and then Juventus would create these chances and these opportunities.
But it was the big switch of playing because Inter's so confident. They went two at the back there. That's why they got exposed.
And we'll see set pieces. Some big boys on Juventus as well.
Can't remember the last time Juventus scored from a set piece.
Really?
I don't remember. When's the last time they scored? Maybe right now. Oh my God. Good header, good delivery.
That's quite funny then when you watch the modern day footballers now. I remember in our days, they weren't as tall or as big as they are now. Now you go and watch some of these games and you see how big some of these guys are. You're like, wow, if I had to mark you in a set piece,
who was the worst person, Nige?
Well, guys, real quick, we got the Juventus reaction to this opportunity, this chance. Let's see. I can't believe it.
Who did you hate marking in the box?
Never marked. Told the gaffer straight away, don't put me to mark. Put me at the edge of the box, short corners. I'm alive, can go and win the ball back and break out. I did not mark.
But
I couldn't jump, Poppy.
No, but as a team, who didn't you like?
What do you mean, who didn't I
like? As a team, in your set-piece training, who did you always look at? Was there anyone in particular? Any attackers that you thought, this is going to be a nightmare?
Because I never had to mark. I was always edge of the box because I couldn't jump. You're bringing back bad memories, Silly Poppy.
I'm not bringing back Wembley.
Jump. No, I couldn't.
Look at this ball from Bastoni. They're so patient, right? When they're looking from side to side, just trying to spread them wide, find these opportunities, find these spaces. Juventus doing well in the battles. In the 1v1s, they're not getting beat.
No, they're doing very well so far.
Well, Inter
It's
is
been
the
quite
team.
tight. It's been very
Player
tight
did
so
well.
far.
Savona's done well.
Grella and Marco, is there still a worry when you look at the Inter side that still for that one kind of special player, do you feel that they're missing that? When teams camp in and know how to play against this Inter side, do you feel that they're missing that magician, that extra bit of like a number 10 player to create and make things happen?
I think, Nigel, it was you and I that kept saying that this was the one piece. I think there was a conversation about transfer market and are they missing somebody? Besides Thuram, who really on this team wants to dribble, wants to go 1v1? And sometimes in a team that plays a low block, you need that little bit of magic. It's something that they're probably going to address in the summer market. They're looking at Nico Paz, for example. He would be a profile that could dribble and create some fantasy. So I agree with you.
No, but I think that their system bases off of like guys are already in position they're supposed to be in. They're like making runs wherever they should be. If you get a guy who slows down play,
but it's a different tactic.
Starts dribbling.
But Grella,
it takes away from what they're so good at.
Yeah, but if you play a team that's camped in, you're going to have to find a different way.
A different look.
A different look. You have to. You have to adapt. We love giving credit to the best managers in the world because they adapt. So if you know they're camped in,
Milan's trying to do that with Joao Felix, and we saw how that's gone so far.
Should we bring
Milan's
in
a hot mess.
the other fan club?
Inter Club
Nice.
Manhattan.
Do you want to say hello?
Absolutely.
Inter Club Manhattan. Here they are.
Gotta
Good to see you guys.
Hey, buongiorno.
Hey, buongiorno. How's everyone doing today?
How we feeling?
Excited? Very excited.
You look very excited, I must say so, mate.
Where are they at? Where are you guys at?
Where in Manhattan are you guys?
We're downtown Soho.
Oh, nice.
Looks like a pretty good turnout. How many people are there?
Over 50.
Over 50 people. Okay. Pretty good. Not bad.
Now, I know some of you. I know some of you fans can be very superstitious, but what's your outlook so far on Inter's season? How do you feel?
The outlook for today is a victory. We got a victory for today.
You guys think that you guys think you're going to go all the way to win the Scudetto?
Absolutely.
How important is this match in getting the Scudetto?
Very important. Very important. We got to take this opportunity. Since Napoli slipped up yesterday, we can't afford to drop any more points.
Okay.
Oh, good touch now.
Into the middle. All right, thank you. We'll check in with you in a bit. Maybe with some good news and Inter scoring a goal. Hear Matteo Bonetti in the background.
Yeah.
This commentary.
Ooh,
Has Matteo quizzed Chris yet on the...
It's too early in the game for that.
Score?
I hope not.
I think that's the game Chris enjoys the least.
Chris does not enjoy it.
Wow. You got to love football fans, innit? They really like to express themselves when the camera comes on.
Have you gone to a game in Italy before?
No, I played in Italy years ago, though. We played Palermo in Sicily with the hot pink kits.
That's true.
Experience I'll never forget.
Do you remember who was up top? Was it Fabrizio Micoli?
That was when they had that was the sensational Palermo team.
Yeah?
They taught us.
Cavani?
They taught us a lesson. We were just they bopped the ball around us. We just had no idea.
Do you remember
that was in Europe?
You remember the date?
You know how old I was? I barely remember what I had for dinner yesterday.
No, if he lost, he doesn't remember the date because he knows there'll be someone in the background.
There you go.
The archives.
Yeah,
we did lose by over 3. I can't remember the score though.
We got battered.
Here's another one. Happy birthday in a week. Oh, is it your
Marco.
birthday? When is your birthday?
22nd. I'm not looking for it.
Oh!
It's the big
How old
one.
I'm going to be 30. I'm going to be in the same decade as you guys now.
No, you're
Welcome.
not. No, you're not.
Years
Well,
old.
they're in a different one.
No,
They're
I'm
in
a
their
different one.
40s.
You're in your 40s.
No.
How can I be in the
Grella just looks
decade as Mike
45.
Grella?
No. I'm
Yeah, you-
30. I'm in my
my 30 what?
30s.
Mid-30s.
Not looking forward to it.
I could make a joke there with that Grella, but I'll get in trouble, so I'm going to keep my mouth closed.
Welcome to 30, man, soon, huh?
Terrible. Not feeling good. It's all right. We move.
Okay, the game's starting to get opened up now. They're starting to find
30, you got to
spaces.
start the sistema, bro.
Stop. You sound
Girlfriend,
like you sound like my
kids.
mom.
Mortgage.
I already got enough pressure. Got a Sicilian grandmother. She's been asking me since I was 14 years old.
Exactly.
That's
Oh,
that's
poor
bad from way
Clarence.
off.
Oh.
That's way up playing right back.
They're batting them.
Oh, look at this from Abraham. To be honest, Poppy is the best presenter CBS has. She makes all the shows she's in fun to watch.
Thank you.
Is that what you're doing on your iPad?
Honestly,
Welcome, thank you.
my iPad is absolutely useless. I can't find the comments on it for some reason. Thank you, Abraham.
She didn't want to be here.
Adriana.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Adriana
We
in the
couldn't
back
bring
is
Adriana
the
out at
best.
one
Do you think
point.
you're the best?
No, absolutely not.
No?
But it is funny because like when Nigel gets a comment, like when he did, he hurt.
Hold on.
This isn't about Nigel. This is about Poppy. Let's not try and
Because I
deflect.
just did a heart
It
and he
said
was like,
Poppy.
oh.
We talk about mentality. We talk about character. We talk about
I'm
wanting
just
to be
saying,
the
I
best.
just
She just asked her,
accepted the compliment.
are you the best? She's like, no, I don't think so.
That's not what we want.
She doesn't answer a question.
Put your heart.
She doesn't answer the question,
say
right?
the best.
But when you do it to her, she doesn't like it. She does not like it when she asks you a question and you don't answer.
Every week I'm with you in the back room. You say how you're the best.
She wants you,
yeah.
Marco. She wants you off the show when you don't answer her questions. That's how tight she gets. Like they ain't coming
Yes.
back on again.
Yes,
But now we
that's
ask
me.
her a question.
That's a classified
I'm not happy about
conversation.
that mindset.
Oh, Lautaro
Wait, what do you want me to say?
Martinez.
Yes, I am. You need to own it and embrace it.
Thank you, Abraham, very much. That was nice.
We got Doug that asked Nigel.
How do you get the comments on your iPad, by the way? I can't find
Because
it.
he actually wants to be here. You didn't want to be here
No,
initially.
I did want to
Poppy,
be
do you know
here.
what? We're missing some cheese.
Oh, you're gonna go and get it for us?
You should do that.
No, Derek.
Someone's going to bring
might
it.
come up.
It's going to be
Honestly, I
what?
was
I
so
still want the
excited this
cheese.
morning.
Honestly, that
Andre's going to bring it for us. Don't know
did
who
you
Derek
just say?
is, but yeah, Andre's going to bring it for us. The game's starting to open
It
up
won't
now.
be the first time Mike threw me under the bus.
all right, relax.
Oh! I'll tell you what, Juventus have defended well.
Nigel, we had somebody here. Kaz just said she didn't even remember my name
I said
today. She
Mark
called me
earlier
Mark.
by accident. I said Mark.
Marked them off.
That's what Anita did to me on Morning Footy too.
Well, I don't know why I think it's when you say you're like Matteo, Mike, Marco.
Well, Italian
It
names
just
sound
is-
the same?
It's just a lot of M's to say.
She's just making you English. It's fine. It's okay, Mark.
Unbelievable.
Let's go.
I'm surprised Nigel hasn't said that.
We got a friend of the show here.
Forever
Bastoni,
young.
best Italian centre-back, non-negotiable.
Is this Kev Young? I think it's Kev Young.
This is our Kev Young.
Good
love
friend,
Kev.
works with us. Nigel, there was a couple questions. I believe it was from Doug that was asking for your thoughts on Bastoni. They said, how good do you think Bastoni is? Do you think he's the most versatile centre back in the world?
I think he's very good. I like Bastoni. Really, really good. I think he's got a great high ceiling and he'll get better and better. Like everything about him, the versatility, but I like the aggression. And when you look at Bastoni, he's a defender that wants to defend first. And that's the thing about football. When you talk about the great defenders, you don't talk about how great they're.
I disagree with that.
Why?
I don't think he's a very good defender.
He is a very good defender.
He's a very good
He's
defender.
class on the ball. He's versatile. He's got pace. He's great delivery.
He's a good
For me, you put
defender.
him in
For
a
the
back
big games?
four.
Why do you
I think
keep
he
changing
struggled.
everybody's position?
But he's in the back three.
You keep changing
What does it
everybody's
say?
position. We're judging him
They're
on
not
where
playing
he
the back
plays.
four, are they? They play the back three.
You know when you play in the back three, you get to hold the hands of two other guys next to you.
No, you don't. Have you watched Man United play in the back
Yes,
three?
you do.
Are they holding hands?
But you get so much coverage.
Zachary.
I think he's really good.
Sorry, Marco, just turned 30 myself. Get ready for back pain. That's what Nigel was saying, actually. before we got into
Why
the show.
again are we bringing Nigel into
Well,
this?
that's what you told me. You told me that you had. That's why Poppy
'Cause I
stole
took
your
the pillow.
I don't have
This
back
guy
pain.
had back pain at 20 years old. He was getting shots at 20 years old.
Thank you, Grella. Exactly. 40 now. Is that a slight deflection?
I think Bastoni.
Big chance again.
Inter showing that little bit of, that they can concede goals. Like this was not last year. Last year they didn't concede. They conceded again 22 all season. Now they concede 23 already, and we're only just past halfway.
Abraham's trying to help you out.
Oh, Abraham, thank you. I did go on that, but it just says no comments available. Honestly, last time I thought nobody had submitted one.
Just do the heart again, Poppy.
How can you be so bad with technology?
Do the heart
I'm
for your
so
fans.
bad.
She's not bad with technology.
She is.
I honestly kind of am.
You seen her on her Instagram?
Oh, hang on a second. If you follow Nigel on Instagram, it mostly has come from me because Nigel likes to pass me his phone every single day and say, "Can you post this for me? Can you put that on for me?"
That's called wisdom.
I'm
How about Poppy
Nigel's
on her
social media
Instagram,
manager.
where she posts a picture of her first and then us as the 45th
true.
slide? How about that one?
I'm in the
That's not
17th
true.
slide. In the back.
Abraham,
You guys want to collab on this? It's just a picture of you.
This is my chat. It's empty. No, that's not true. There's a lot on my Instagram of you guys first, and there's always one of
You're always
Grella in there
tagging your
doing
little
something
sponsors
silly.
first, and then us.
I'll keep trying.
Ooh.
Maybe you go.
It's a very even match, though. Very even match.
Grella, at what point do you think, if you're Juventus, is there any chance of bringing on Vlahovic?
I think later. What's going on? You all right?
Thank you.
I think
great
later
play by Inter.
later in this game, if they're
Really?
down, they'll bring them on.
Shout out to Anthony Tharp. First time tuning into this watch-along. Really enjoying the analysis.
Oh!
We got a lot of banter.
That's where Thuram would have been.
They're missing
Great
the last pass or the last shot or that little piece.
But
you know,
you
They've
see that
created a lot of
simple
good
play there?
opportunities.
That is good play there. Dumfries get down the side. He puts the ball into the box, and that's where your striker should be.
Vega,
Middle of the
that's a bad
pitch
ball.
in the box.
Vega, that's a bad ball. Can't lose it out of
Now
the
he's got to
back.
find someone, end product. Big chance. Big miss by Martinez.
Come on, man.
Big
Come
chance.
on.
In a game like this, and again, it's carbon copy. Earlier, he put the ball in the box, and there was no one in there. This one there, this is a great cutback. Great. Martinez has to score that.
This
He has to score that.
I can't even begin
Big
to start. I
chance.
can't begin to tell you how big of a miss this is, and what it means for not only this game but the Serie A, for the Scudetto, and for everything else. This miss is unbelievable. If you give Martinez this chance 10 times, he probably scores 8, right? And the way he's missed, by the way, he's got it all wrong. I mean, he's just ballooned it over the net, and for a striker of his that is his game.
Yeah.
That's his game. He's not great 1v1. He's not great in a certain aspect. That is his game right there. It's just bread and butter in that moment. That miss is heavy. That pesante, that miss right there from Lautaro Martinez.
Juventus need to be careful with giving the ball in the back away. They have so many individual errors in them. Look,
There we go now. And this is a done,
You're not
right?
gonna
So
see the
this is the first
start,
one. Look at, there. That's a big miss. And then Taremi's behind him, free.
So bad.
Unmarked as well, where Taremi could have called an over.
But where does it start from? It starts from Juventus losing the ball, playing out of the back, giving it
look at
straight
that.
to Inter.
Great run, great position. Dumfries. Oh, that's a great miss. Dumfries, you can't ask any more from Dumfries for that.
Dumfries collapsed.
That is a
by the way.
great ball. But look at Taremi. If Martinez overs that, Taremi's completely free, and that's a simple tap in for him.
Come on, Conceição. Come on, Conceição.
He's been quiet so far.
Been quiet.
With how well he's done as an impact.
I mean,
Some players
everybody-
are better as impact substitute players than starting
Well
again.
done. Well done, Colomwani.
Koopmeiners is going to
Wow.
score today after the breakdown we did earlier.
After Marco gave him the commentator's kiss. of death. No,
Oh my
high
God,
foot.
I thought McKenna was going to get it.
That's not a foul?
No, it's not.
They didn't give a foul for that high foot?
No. I think he touched
Wow.
I think he touched the football.
I'm surprised at that. I thought they'll give a foul for that. There you go. There you go, ref. You tell him. Take no stick.
Juventus are getting also big chances, by the way. They're in Inter's box with last-ditch defending going on.
Would you classify them as big chances,
Had they had
though?
more chances than you thought, though, coming into the game?
For sure, they've had big chances.
Nah, not big chances.
Not great ones.
Gonzalez
Not great
chance,
chances.
Moani
No.
chance.
No. Moani's one, yes.
These guys are in the box shooting. What do you guys classify as a chance?
Moani's a big chance.
Inter
but
has
I'll say-
had the better opportunities. But for sure,
was
it's a pretty
clear-cut.
even game so far.
No, it's very even. As it should be. They're two very strong teams. Oh, we got
Here
Bob
comes
Scott with the
Bob.
espresso. Oh, thank you so much. Grazie.
Oh, Bob, thank
Very
you.
nice.
She wants
so
tea,
much.
Bob. She doesn't drink
No, this
espresso.
is
Espresso.
nice.
Oh my God.
Grazie.
And
That was like
Annabelle.
nails on a
Thank you
chalkboard.
so
Annabelle,
much.
thank you.
Annabelle,
Grazie.
these are some of the awesome
Thank you,
people
Annabelle.
we have.
The best.
Shout out.
This is so
Our very own Tommaso. You know the Tommaso from Napoli? Brings the espresso to
Oh,
everybody.
yeah.
He brought it to Diletta on
No, who
DAZN.
we miss. We've got another one. Do you feel like Juve is missing a Locatelli profile into pressing well, but Juve struggling to process the ball?
Progress the ball.
Progress.
Yeah, I think that's why.
We'll do reading 101 with you later.
I think part of the reason why Motta went with the lineup that he went with is Vega's looked good building out of the back because Locatelli loves to drop in between the defenders, and that's where the build-up should come from. But
Vega's the one that gave it away, that chance came from.
exactly. Well, we've seen Locatelli do that as well.
Put in the
But I
box.
do think they are missing it. I really do.
What about this after Lautaro miss? We've got another comment. Big miss. Bobby will score that.
Oh,
I'm
wow.
not so sure, West Country, if I would score that.
Actually,
Poppy, did they know you were
scored-
centre back? You were centre back, right?
Yep.
Yeah, I don't think people knew you were centre back.
Honestly, Poppy has scored some crazy goals with our CBS team. There was
And then-
one. Remember the corner kick? I gave her a perfect ball in the air from outside the area with the left foot. The ball didn't touch the ground. She struck
kidding?
it perfectly.
Were her eyes closed
into
or
the back
open?
of the net. But you know what the thing with Poppy is? Either it's the most incredible goal you've ever seen, or the simplest of
probably miss the
misses.
tap-in.
It's one or the other.
I'll be
There's
like
no in
Grella.
I've
between.
seen her play twice. Once she was actually very good. I admired her game a lot. And the other time it was embarrassing. She was so bad.
How
she was
were
all
you-
over the place.
Which
You're like
time was
Leao.
which?
You're like Leao. You never know what you're going to get.
No, hang on. Grella was the best one. Grella shows up to our five-a-side. We're thinking, yes, we've got the best goal scorer in Red Bull history with us today.
That's not true.
We're going to win the final. We'll probably get 3 goals in the first 3 minutes. This guy couldn't breathe in the summer. He has to be subbed out after 2 minutes.
I was a little heavy.
And then what happened, Grell?
I was a little heavy.
Then
scored
what
his
happened with-
penalty.
Did you score your penalty?
I scored my penalty.
You missed a sitter, though, didn't you?
No.
I have to say,
I shot 55 times. I swear to God, I felt like I was in purgatory. The goal is like 4x4, and there was like a 250-pound kid in it, and 2 defenders that their life's mission was to mark me in this one game. And I think I shot 1,000 times, and I just couldn't.
it wasn't Grella's fault. You guys know I'll go after
It wa-
Grella.
yeah, it wasn't.
Honestly, the
It was
thing
our
it
producer,
was,
Mike
it
Nashley,
was
for missing
it
the
was-
penalty.
No, it was like having a superstar on your team and then relying on him to do everything. The rest of us didn't want to do anything. We just gave the ball to Grella thinking he was going to solve it, and it didn't work.
That was devastating, though, to lose.
We
that
had
Grella just won the ball off of
This
Gatti
could
on
be a break.
50-50. Uh-oh,
Does he have the
1v1.
legs?
1v1 against Wea.
Doesn't have the legs. Well done. Oh, that
That's
last
not his
little pass
profile.
there. I got a question for you.
I love
two
the way
guys.
Barella just won that ball, though. That's nothing. That's
That's a
nothing.
foul.
That's nothing.
Nothing.
You
Goal
two
kick.
saying that's a foul?
Listen,
That's a foul.
The game is gone.
Watch,
If you
watch,
don't say
watch
that's
it.
a foul.
Watch it again. Watch the
Come
replay.
on.
That's a
Nigel,
foul.
Have we
Wait,
seen your foul?
He's in front of him. That's a foul. He's on his shoulder. That's a
see
foul.
the angle. You
He's in front of him. He's in front. Look at him.
Pulled him down by the shoulder as well. That's
He's giving him a wrestling move. He's locked his arm.
They don't call,
Bobby,
and
Bobby,
then
do you have the clip of Nigel's fouls?
Hold on.
There we go.
Hold
I'll
on.
put it on my
Do we have
Insta
it?
Hold
story
on.
for you.
To go
Come
back
on.
to the game
Come on.
that we're talking about, there was
Yeah.
also Kaz, who's one of our directors here, who is one of the best directors in the TV business. He can see a penny on the floor behind the couches and come out and fix it, and it'll drive him crazy. But he can't see guys that he's supposed to mark in the box. He's going like this.
Do you know what else? Do you know what else he can't see?
Come out of here and defend yourself.
Come
Do you
on.
know what else he can't see? He's an Arsenal fan. He can't see Arsenal need a striker. He can't see that too.
He sees what he wants.
Honestly,
He
the
sees
next
what he wants.
thing,
He could see a
they're
grain
gonna
of
come
salt,
in.
a grain of salt on the floor and on the studio. set.
For everyone
gonna
that's
come in,
watching right now,
move
you don't
us
understand the
away.
war that's going to be started
So
now.
funny.
They're throwing under the bus the 2 most important people at our network.
Oh, this is it. He's going to chop inside. He's going to come inside. Oh, why didn't he do it?
This is
Yeah,
where
right.
they rank the lowest in the league, is ability to take on guys to create a shot.
They're missing that.
I don't know. Is
Missing
it
that in the
really a
final
lack
third.
of ability, or is it the players just don't want to do it?
That's
think
my
it's lack of ability.
There is
You
the
think
worst.
so?
Yeah.
You've seen Dumfries. Is
That's
like
the
he
worst
could take
part of
someone on
That's the
1-on-1.
worst part of Dumfries' game right
No,
there.
1v1.
When the guy stays off in 5 yards, he doesn't know. He's like,
Let me
"Whoa."
tell you this now. Do you know what you do? Use your strength. He's got quick in the first couple of yards. Just knock it into the space and go on to it.
That's
It's not
what-
rocket science.
That's in the box.
But that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, it's not rocket science. Like you're still a football player.
Nige,
You
if he
should have a
stands
good
off,
enough touch.
if the defender stands off Dumfries, he doesn't know. He can't go around him. It's the most difficult thing to do in football. When a defender doesn't bite,
Acerbi loves these battles.
Bravo! It's
We
like
honestly,
it's like he's bullfighting in the box.
Acerbi versus number 9s.
that is
Because he's so smart.
That is genius right there. That's as good as a
foul.
goal, by the way.
The foul.
That is as good as a goal, what he's just done to Milani, the way he's protected the
Just watch
football.
this
Explain what
pirouette.
it is.
Box
It's
here.
like bullfighting. Get off. Stiff arm. There we go. Let me turn you.
This part right here,
Incredible.
where he draws the foul.
And let
That's
me tell you something
experience.
else. That's not the gym. These young kids, they're 20 years old, 18 years old, they're in the gym every day. They're getting the beach abs and
Is
the
this
beach
farm
biceps.
strength?
That's man strength right there.
That's only
That's
for now.
Italian farm strength. That's what that is.
Oh, that's Italian farm strength. Oh, well, and no other defender can do that apart from Italian defender.
Well, they're the best at it in the
Here
world
we go.
since the beginning
come
of
on.
time.
Dumfries again.
He's got to make it now. He's got to. He's trying to fight. Oh, he's done it.
He's done it.
Oh!
Hit the post.
Another great chance. That was a save, innit?
I think it was the post.
I mean,
Looked like the post to me.
All right, wait. Remember we spoke before the start of the game. I said about a weakness side.
Left
where you
side,
go
of
to
course.
expose? The left side. And that's exactly where they've had their most joy. When we saw that starting lineup.
It's a post.
Gee, I got to tell you
Marco.
something, too.
Marco, did we not say that?
100%.
So at the start of the game, when you look for weaknesses, when we saw the starting lineup, I said, if you're Inter, you will look at, is it Savio?
Savona.
Savona. I was close.
Savona,
You know what I meant.
Savona had a piano on his back in that one.
Dumfries' controller dies in front of goal.
It's so true, though. It's so true. You have to start to wonder now, how many opportunities are you going to get and not put them away? I mean, you're not going to get 30 opportunities against us.
The crazy thing, if you look how open it is now, remember, they've still got Marcus Thuram. In those situations there, those one-on-one moments, as the game stretches and they get tired, it plays in their favour.
That's exactly what Zachary says here. I think Thuram is our only guy that consistently and successfully takes on the man and gets a good shot off in those situations. That's what I said before.
That's a fact.
There's only one player in this team that naturally wants to do that, and it's Marcus Thuram.
How nice as well for us to see the two brothers playing.
And by the
against
way,
each other. That's
what a
like
gentleman
so epic.
Kefren is.
Oh,
We interviewed him in
best.
Italy. What a nice
best.
guy.
After a tough result, too.
After a tough
That was
result
not
where
a
I thought he was a
nice
fantastic
situation.
player. They tied 2-2, right? The comeback Bangola goal.
He was
I
incredible.
like Kefren.
There's a good one for you.
Very smart. Also, he says that he's the favorite. He told us that he's the favorite in the family. Lilian Thuram loves him more than Marcus.
Lilian, by the way, watching this game, how bizarre must that be?
He only wants Juventus to win.
You think that? But
serious.
he obviously wants
Don't you,
Marcus to do
there was a
well.
moment when Marcus was celebrating the Scudetto because Lilian played for Juventus, and they start singing "Chi non salta Juventino," and he gets so mad and he smacks Marcus in the head. He's a Juventus fan at his core.
What an
No,
accomplishment,
this is what they always
Yeah.
say. He wants Marcus to score a hat trick, but Juventus to win 4-3 in the end.
Fair
so
enough.
both is happy.
Question for you Italian guys. We always Poppy and I make fun of Donnarumma. What do you guys think of Di Gregorio?
Well, we didn't in the Euros. He made fun of us.
has done okay.
Is he pushing himself there for the number one?
I think he's done a good job.
He's not the number one.
Who's the number one?
He needs to be called number one. Number one, Di Gregorio doesn't even get called up, which is absurd.
No, but
There's so many
Donnarumma's
times that
gonna
he's
be
not
the
called
number
up.
one, you think?
Donnarumma is the number one.
Still?
Absolutely. In the big games, for Italy, he shows
For
up.
Italy,
I know what
he plays well.
PSG's got his
so
problems.
good for Italy?
Oh, it must be the farm strength, Poppy, remember? It must be because he's with his brothers and the farm strength. That's why he shows up for Italy.
Italian farm strength.
Yeah, Italian farm strength. They ain't got no gyms in Italy.
No, they don't use the gym. They use the gym.
Yo, if you ever told my family in Sicily that you're going to go to the gym, they'll think you're crazy. Say, go just move some of the stuff on this farm to over there.
Let me tell you something.
Oh, are they reviewing that?
I'm not sure. I don't think it ever
Oh,
hits
no,
his
it doesn't
hand.
touch his hand, no.
Go dig a ditch.
Go dig it.
Go dig a
How many
ditch.
ditches have you dug?
I've done it.
Why would he need to dig a ditch?
Thank you.
Just try it. Just try it.
Dig a ditch.
It's so difficult.
All right, it is halftime, everybody. Here's a look at our fan club. Stay with us. We are going to bring you the highlights after the break. Welcome along, everybody, to the Heineken halftime report. It is scoreless Inter in the Derby d'Italia. Good to have you with us. I'm Poppy Miller alongside Nigel Reo-Coker, Mike Grella and Marco Messina. No goals, but plenty of chances. Here is a look at the best of the first half. Obviously, the incentive is massive for Inter because with a win, they will overtake Napoli and go to the top of the table. Juventus need a win as well in terms of pushing for European football, for Champions League and getting to a bit of a safer place in the table. 19 minutes in, Mehdi Taremi had a really good opportunity here.
Yeah, Mehdi Taremi would get a good opportunity, and it's good play by Inter, breaking down the right-hand side, and the ball would come deflected off by a Grella shot, but Taremi, the acrobats he does there to adjust himself, and then the ball come back in for Dumfries, gets in front of the defender, but it just does enough to put Dumfries off. And what an attempt by Taremi there, great adjustment, and they keep the play alive, and there you see Dumfries, that header, should do better, should at least get it on target.
Juventus had a few chances. This was one of them. Brilliant ball out wide first. Nico Gonzalez does so well to control this ball. He gets a shot off. Sommer just flicks it out wide, and then McKennie tries to put it back into the mixer, but doesn't do enough. Contessao on the top of the box, rips this one off once again. Sommer gets his hands to it, leads to a corner kick. But this was Juventus at their best, piling on the pressure, trying to make themselves dangerous, switching this ball wide and trying to get Inter caught out high up.
Sommer's got to catch that or punch it. He gets caught in between, kind of fumbles it right there in his own box. 32nd minute, this ball headed on from nothing. A throw in, a flick to Muani. Muani, who's been hot. A lot of his goals has come in these positions. He hits it, and it deflects just over, dipping down, causing some trouble.
And again, when you talk about great opportunities, this for me is probably the best opportunity. Juventus give the ball away cheaply. Dumfries going down the right-hand side, does everything you want from your right wing-back, finds Martinez, who somehow misses that opportunity. A striker that's been on fire and puts it over the bar.
And how about this opportunity? Inter are going down that left side of Juventus with Savona. Dumfries does so well to just stay close here. He rashes this one right off the post, but my gosh, Savona has had a tough night. Dumfries has done really well. They're just missing the finishing ability because besides that, Inter has dominated.
Yeah, they really have. So this is a look at the live table then. Inter, as things stand, 1 point behind Napoli, who obviously had to settle for just a point yesterday against Lazio. Atalanta also dropped points in their match. So now it leaves things really interesting for the second half. Who do you think is the happier of the two teams at halftime, Grell?
Juventus had chances, right? But Inter had big chances, had real goals that they should have scored that they didn't. So for me, Inter should be the happier. They're away from home. I think they have another level. I think they have another gear that they can go to. And they've missed these. Bastoni's pass across, we didn't show, but Bastoni's pass across, Lautaro's miss, Dumfries miss. There's they're one pass away, one bit of quality away from going up 1-0.
It's that final third. I think it's just those little details because they could hit them, especially with the speed down the wings. That's the way that Inter need to continue, keep pushing and playing. So they'll be happy in that sense. But from the other side, I think Juventus, who didn't put in a great performance in the first half at home. I mean, you had a couple of chances, but it's been Inter who have dominated. They have some weapons off the bench that I think need to come into this match to try to bring something to this.
Who would you bring in?
You know, the build out from the back. I think you need another midfielder in there, like a Locatelli. The way that they've been careless with these balls, they need to stay back a little bit more.
Okay, interesting stuff. And obviously, Marcus Thuram on the bench for Inter. We'll see if he comes into the second half. Stay with us. After the break, we'll bring you the Heineken unmissable moment. That's coming next.
Welcome back to the Heineken unmissable moment in the Derby d'Italia. We talk about Dumfries going down the right-hand side, does everything right, and it's Martinez who puts this over the bar. A man you can put your mortgage on to hit the back of the net, somehow hits the back of the stands in your Heineken unmissable moment for the Derby d'Italia.
If you need a place to sleep tonight, let me know, Nige.
Well, I need more espresso.
Espresso. No.
And yes, that's very well. Actually, I disagree with this because Poppy's a centre back, so she probably would have missed that.
You don't think I would score that?
I don't think you're a centre back.
Some faith, Nigel.
Head it, kick it. Centre back. That's what you do. Head it and kick it.
Nigel was so half asleep then that I thought he wasn't going to do it, and then he just sprung to life out of nowhere.
That would have been
perfect. That was your best one yet.
No, that would have been perfect for Grella to say missable moment, as Martinez did miss.
Yes.
Grella, you spoke about that chance. You said he should have done better?
Oh, for sure.
Explain it.
At near post, you stay over. You stay over. It doesn't matter where you hit it. You try to hit it to the near post, stay over the ball, and try to make contact.
The better question is, would you have scored this, Grell?
Listen, you put me in a situation not to win there, but most strikers should score that goal.
What did you just say to me? Have some confidence.
Oh, you did say that.
You're right.
Stay with
You
me.
did say that. So would you score?
More to
Absolutely.
come. After the break, we'll get you out to the Allianz Stadium for the second half next. Welcome back, everybody. Good to have you with us. It is 0-0 in the Derby d'Italia in Turin, Inter and Juventus. We're almost ready to go for the second half. We've got a bunch of watch parties joining us as well. We spoke to a few earlier. Here's just a reminder of the Inter ones that we've got all across America: Inter Club Miami, Inter Club Manhattan, Inter Club DC as well. We also checked in with a couple of Juve fan clubs earlier on today. Let's see what they look like as things stand. They're all over too, including in New York and including some familiar faces. Grella, no?
Who is that? Are these Grellas?
Yes.
Is this your family here?
I can't tell. Oh, yeah, all right. There's Daniel and Steve and
He's doing
Vince.
a gun.
And who else?
Wow.
Yeah, they're Grellas.
It's only Grella's family,
boys?
but
Yeah, they're big Juventus fans. A lot of the Grellas are. I mean, it's pretty split, but they're big Juventus fans.
We need to talk to
I
them
wonder
on the
why they're
Watchalong.
muted.
I need to speak to these people.
they're muted. I think,
They're
so
muted
we
for a
can't hear
reason.
them. Now they've
funny.
got
The one guy, Steve's got more delusional takes than Marco over here.
Yeah, okay, we'll get to it. Says the guy that backtracks on everything that he says.
Uh-oh, they're unmuted now.
muted. Now they can hear you.
Steve,
Mike, I was told that.
Steve,
these
that's
guys
why you
know
can't see the
you.
games. Your glass is the glare, bro. That's why after when I talk to you, you don't know what happened in the game.
oh,
There we go.
Talking here.
One more time.
Yo, Mike.
Yo, what's up, man? You watching the games or what? Those glasses work? Because normally after the game you text me and it's like we watch 2 different games.
Hello?
Hey.
Yo, you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you. Can you hear me?
Now I can, yeah.
Whose idea was to put more than one Grella on TV?
Yeah, seriously, that's a bad idea.
Yo,
we already have one too many. Now we got 3.
Vince, is Steve watching the games? He got his eyes open or what? Because after when he texts us, we never know what he's talking about. It's like he watched a different game.
Just to be clear, Mike said that Juve has no chance to win this game. None.
Mm-hmm. That's right. No chance.
0-0 at the half. Who knows? 1-0 maybe. We'll see.
Guys, what do you think about your cousin's takes on TV? You know, he's got a lot of strong opinions. Do you guys agree with him?
Sometimes.
Speaks like a politician. He likes to ride the wagon.
Oh!
Big time.
Speaks like a politician. He's got new suits now. He thinks he's running for office.
Yeah, Vince, now he's on the other side of the screen. When he was here last week in the building, he's like, hello. Hi, Nigel.
I see the big inventory of selfies of my drinking the game.
Listen, during the Euros, we used to call him Mikey Neville for a reason, man.
Yo, Vince. Vince, where are you guys?
what was that? Mike Phil Neville?
Finish that sentence.
What did he
Mikey,
say?
what?
133rd.
Red Legend.
No. What were you going to say?
what was,
to
it,
make
what
fun of
was
your
Mike
cousin?
called at Euros? Mike Phil Neville, did you say?
We called him Mikey Neville.
Mikey Neville.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Always harsh takes about Italy, man. Always.
Yeah.
Oh. Mikey Neville. What's up, Mikey Neville?
Listen.
He's more like Mikey
These
Keane.
young Grellas, you know what I tell them? I tell them they only can carry one L. Their back is not strong enough to carry both L's.
Is that the big ball and the little ball story?
Yeah. Hey, Vince, Adriana let you out tonight?
She's here.
Oh, yeah, she must be.
She's here.
She must be.
Yeah,
Is that what your right hand is? Are you guys holding hands?
Oh, no,
like
Mike.
it. Yeah, I love having you boys.
Why are you flushing, man?
What does a family say when you guys meet up for Christmas and you talk about Mike and you talk about some of his takes? What is the consensus around Grell?
Cold hard truths with Mike. That's it. Always.
Oh, we can't hear them very well. Grellas, good to see you. We have to say goodbye. We'll see you soon.
Got it.
Come join us in the studio.
A lot of work to get the second L. They only got one right now.
If you just saw them and you didn't know they're related, you could take a guess.
I would love them to come in the studio.
Mikey Neville.
Oh my God.
Mikey Neville, they call him.
Mikey Neville.
In the chat.
Mikey Neville.
We don't get these. You didn't tell us that, huh?
Do they also Photoshop you Grella visions, don't they, and put a clown hat on you?
Oh my God, forget it. Every time after I get to my text, there's like me with a clown dad doing the Grella visions. With the red nose.
I like the
Gotta
Grella
grab my
visions.
iPad.
I like the Grella visions.
It's so good.
Marco, you want to grab the cheese too while you're out there, geezer?
Yeah, absolutely. Are we ready? All right. Hold on.
Wow.
Probably the last watch party I'm going to be invited to.
Why?
Why? You were a fan
got cheese.
favorite on the last one. Oh my
Where is
gosh.
this from, Nigel?
This looks
From Italy.
incredible.
No, it's not from Italy.
From Italy.
Nige, where'd you get this?
From Italy.
It's from Staten, Italy.
I will say, Nigel
Italy.
is the most generous person
That's
here.
very
If
true.
anybody's going to bring in
Very true.
snacks, gifts, alcohol, anything, bottle of wine, bottle of gin, like on the Champions League the other week, it's Nigel. And this looks good, Nige.
You're going to cut off a
Thank
couple
you.
pieces?
Cut up a couple pieces
Yeah, there we go.
for everybody.
Oh, Juventus. Oh.
Poppy, I think you have some old friends in the chat.
Do I?
Julian says, Poppy, we miss you at the Battery. I guess Charleston Battery.
Thank
You should bring Nigel, Marco, and Grella to a game. All of you are my favorite pundits.
I should.
You know, I played down
You
there in
just touched it.
preseason.
Now I gotta-
I played down there in
Grella-
preseason,
yes.
and I've crossed paths with Poppy, but I didn't know.
Small world. We would have been stood about 10 feet apart from each other. And a year later, we would have been at CBS together. I loved my time in Charleston. What a lovely place. Amazing team. I miss
Strong,
the
huh?
Battery.
This is strong and sharp.
Grella, did you like it in Charleston when you went to play your pre-season tournament there?
I thought it was nice. Yeah, I had a good time. Hot.
Very hot. Very hot. I love my Charleston Battery fan. Oh, we've got another.
A regular, Tommaso.
Regular.
Tommaso,
joining us.
yes, that's right.
My favorite Italian name, Tommaso.
Tommaso, how we feeling?
Hi, guys. Hello, guys.
How do you think the second half is going to go?
I mean, we are playing well. Yeah, Juventus is always tough, so I hope they can break it. Maybe getting Thuram in the last 30 minutes of the game, but we are confident.
What do you think is missing? You think it's just Thuram, just the finishing chance? Are you happy with everything else?
No, it's only Thuram. I think Taremi is doing great, but probably with a fresh Thuram might make some difference. But I think they're playing well. They're doing very good.
Nigel, what do you have to say to your best friend, Tommaso?
Tommaso.
Hey, Nigel.
Yeah.
When are you coming to Miami, Nigel?
Hey,
Waiting for you.
Tommaso, you know I love a good time. Hey, we speak to the bosses. I'll come there for the next watch party.
Tommaso, be careful what you wish for, bro.
Yeah.
You love Miami, don't you, Nigel?
Oh, Miami's my stomping ground.
Who doesn't?
Yeah, you're always welcome.
Thank you, Tommaso.
Oof.
You just need to have the Inter shirt, and then you will be perfect.
Will you do it?
What? Hey, if I get invited, yeah, I'll
You'll
go.
wear the Inter shirt?
Hey, listen, shall I tell you why?
Tell me.
Mohamed Kalong played for Inter Milan years ago, and Mohamed Kalong is from Sierra Leone. I know about the history of football. Mohamed Kalong.
Kalong was great.
Kalong, yeah.
Thank you.
But
I don't want to eat the part that you touched.
Inter Club Miami jersey will wait for you in Miami.
Hey, we'll make it happen. I'll have to speak to the bosses to sponsor that trip, but we'll make it happen.
I'm waiting for you guys.
Nigel, you could wear your pink suit there, your Miami pink suit with the fedora that you wore in Champions League that day.
You're right.
I
You would fit
would wear
just
that.
in.
Yeah, I
That would be nice. Tommaso, what food are you eating while you watch the game? Have you got any Italian food over there?
On Italian, sorry, say it again.
Have you got any Italian food in Miami that you're enjoying? We're just having some cheese that Nigel's brought over. What are you guys eating?
No, everybody's very scaramantic here, so we always stick with the same food. It's either pizza or the scaramantic drink and scaramantic food. So we're going with the Negroni Sbagliato pizza. So we are staying pretty Italian.
Yum.
Nigel has a question for him. He wants me to ask a question, but he's got a question for him.
No, you make no sense.
He wants to know what you think about the midfield. Do you think Thuram would fit in this midfield?
No, not
Is that
Thuram.
the question?
It's if you take out Mkhitaryan, would you start Fratesi?
Why are you giving the question?
I'm asking you for Tommaso as a fan.
Also the question.
As a fan, Tommaso. If you take Mkhitaryan out, who would you play as a fan?
I think Fratesi could be a good change. Can change the pace, and also is more an attacking midfielder than Miki. So it could make a difference.
Thank you.
I always like Fratesi and the attitude that they bring into the field every time.
We all agree.
You always got to think sometimes what the fans think. And say.
Bravo, Tommaso.
Thank you, Tommaso.
Ciao, Tommaso.
Always a pleasure. Bye,
you
guys.
soon.
Bye. This cheese is good.
He
really good.
He doesn't know what he's asking for. He wants Nigel down in Miami. He's crazy or what?
He don't know, Grella.
He doesn't. He
Damn, he don't know.
He doesn't got the budget for that.
Tequila's for everybody.
You got this from who? Uncle
Papi.
Giuseppe's?
Uncle Giuseppe's, yeah. I went to Uncle Giuseppe's.
Papi, which one did you like better?
I actually like the first one better.
The first one, the
Yeah.
strong one, huh?
The strong one.
Sharp.
It's very sharp. What kind of... Nigel is the watch party. Keep
Doug
bringing
loves
it.
you.
They love you, Nigel.
Doug really loves you.
I hope God will love me. Maybe. I'll go from my mouth. Oh,
There's
nice.
a question for you as well, Nigel. Nigel, what's your 5K time? Thank you, girl.
Who lost my 5K time?
This is Willem again.
It's bad.
Thank you.
It's very bad.
Thank you.
My 5K time is not great.
Well, what is it?
I don't know. I was
What's
not the
5K
best
in miles?
for
3.2 miles.
But when we used to run and do fitness stuff and when we were younger, I was the worst. I was passed by the goalkeepers. But when it comes, you put a ball there, and we compete, it's a different story. I could compete, but I couldn't run for the sake of just running.
So you don't.
There's
run
loads
now.
of ex-players who have so many stories. The goalkeepers
Is
will
that your
beat
tooth,
me.
Grella?
So
Is that your tooth?
No, it's the seat. I think I'm getting heavier as I'm eating the bread and the cheese.
That's something great. What's your 5K time, Grell? Because you two, why don't you two tell everybody about the running challenge you've been doing that you've been telling us about every day?
We just did a simple challenge because it's good to continue to push yourself, take care of yourself. We got the challenge off of Kay Murray, actually Matteo Bonetti's wife, who works at ESPN. And it's a 100K challenge for the month, 32 miles or so in the month. So it works out to about 2 miles 100K, 62 miles. So it works out to about 2 miles a day. It seems easy, but if you miss one day, you got to do 4
I
the
don't think
next
it
day.
sounds easy.
And
I
we're
think
keeping
you've done
ourselves
really
at
well.
as a good pace.
You've almost done it,
We
right?
don't
7:30
we don't
pace
do
for a
slower
mile.
than a 7:30 mile. So it's a decent pace.
You know what's great? We finally, Grella and I are very competitive. If anybody's watched our show, we
Oh,
love to
yeah.
fight. I mean, this guy's supporting Inter because he doesn't want me to be right about Napoli. We finally channeled our competitiveness into something that benefits us and not just fighting and yelling at a screen. So every day he loves to run in the morning. Whenever he sends me the message that he completed his 2 miles, it kills me. No matter if I'm tired, no matter what, I didn't eat, no matter what, I have to reply to him. I have to do my
So Marco,
miles.
so you guys have gone.
I'm 38. I'm an old man. This guy's a spring chicken.
And you did it
He's
in
29.
your suit. You ran in your suit. That's how dedicated
Oh, one
he
day
is.
I forgot my
look at
Clothes.
Pops there.
Oh, there's
Wow, what a
Lillian.
legend.
So I just want to say you guys have gone from being a traditional Italian family to becoming an English family now then, yeah?
How?
Just not fighting anymore and now you're a bit more nice to each other.
Not
Still
fighting.
gonna fight.
Have you heard her stories with her sisters? She's got 2 beautiful sisters, look just like her. They beat each other up.
We did. But we're best friends now.
If you were in the city last year, I forget where the place is, they beat each other up in the city.
This is true.
We are the best of friends now, though, really.
Still?
Truly, yeah. We're growing up. I don't know if other siblings fought like we did, but.
Growing
here
up
we
like
are.
last year.
I'll tell you what, watching this game, sorry Poppy, Juventus have started the second half a lot better. They've been more aggressive team. They're pressing into a lot more and Inter making a lot more mistakes. So I would have to say, when we talk about confidence and trying to win this game, Juventus have really started the second half a lot better.
By the way, Doug and Willem, they're coming after us. They want to do a challenge.
Ooh.
They're saying that they could be faster than us.
What,
Of course.
in terms of the
not
running?
a challenge. They
Yeah.
could be faster than me.
How old is Doug?
I don't know.
You want to challenge a washed-up 38-year-old?
You played at TST last year, Grell. You did great.
Hey, you're in
the goal
shape.
of the tournament, by the way.
Yeah, the pictures that this guy sent me with his shirt
Wait,
off
you did or
lately,
Brek Shea
he's
did?
beast.
Brek Shea scored the goal, or
Huh?
you did? Brek Shea.
Yeah,
Ask Mike
apparently.
Lahoud.
Lahoud, who was one of our guys.
Oh, vital
Good
clearance
touch.
there.
That was the best bit of the whole goal.
Wait, tell the story. Say it quick, though. I think you've said it a couple times. I gotta hear this. I gotta hear this story one more
Tell the
time.
story or not?
Just for like the 2 people I've never
Tell
heard
that
it.
story. Say
favorite.
it quick, though.
Hurry up.
It was so good.
Okay,
I
say
scored the
it.
goal of the tournament. Pat McAfee, obviously, he's got the best sports show on television at the moment.
After us.
Hold on. UCL today?
I don't know. I don't know the numbers.
All right.
It's one of the best. But,
We don't agree.
pretty household name at the moment. He actually, a friend of mine for a long time, he crosses the ball to me. I score the volley. And Lahoud, who's commentating the game, who works with us, who I
you
work
see
with
every
on the
day.
desk all the time, goes, Brek Shea, what a goal. And it was like,
So good.
Jesus Christ. If someone else made a mistake, I'd understand. But
And
I
then he
see
went,
Lahoud every
"Wait,
day.
That's Mike Grella?
And me and Brek,
no way.
are not the same. We're very different.
So good.
He's taller, he's thinner, he's probably better looking.
But what hurt more? Oh, good chance here. What hurt more, that or everybody giving Pat McAfee all the credit for the assist?
Yeah, for real. That's the only thing that was talked about.
I don't care. We were treated so well. We had such a good time. I was happy that everyone was involved. It felt like a big thing. We had gotten smacked the game before, so.
I was about to say,
Good
it
moment.
didn't feel that way at the beginning. He's texting me, I'm on the bench, I don't want to go on.
That was almost on the
Really?
plane back home, by the way.
Really?
Oh, we got murdered. We
I
got
didn't
murdered
know
by
that.
these Jamaican boys, really good team, really good players. And we got bamboozled. I mean, we were all over the place. I wanted to go home.
We have a poll that's running right now. Everybody's got to vote in it. Should CBS start a TST team?
Oh, God.
Can you imagine?
Would you guys play on the CBS team? Are you going to leave Pat McAfee for CBS?
Depends how much they pay him.
Depends. Do they have the budget for us?
Nigel, would you play on a CBS team?
Depends how much they pay me. It's not in my contract. Am I allowed to say that out loud?
Of course. Want more cheese?
Would you do it for a
More
week?
cheese.
Yeah, but
That cheese or the other
would
cheese?
you do it for a week off here doing
Both are good for
shows? Yeah, they said you should read the fine print of your contract.
It depends who the manager is. They ain't the contract. But
I was here for 14 hours yesterday.
it also depends who the manager is as well. So, yeah, there's
who
a
would
lot
be
to
the
debate.
manager?
It depends who the manager is.
Who would be Mike Nastri is the coach.
All right, this is getting crazy now. If we cheese, it's like
You keep cutting it.
Oh, yeah, give credit to Juventus.
Here it is, Colomani.
Oh, look at that. Look at that. Seeing danger, knowing where danger is, right across DeMarco, goes and snuffs out Juventus' chance to do a counter-attack. Hey, Grella, you got to give Juventus some credit. They've come out second half and they've looked really good this second half, Juventus.
Nigel, what's funny about them is they actually play better when they don't have the ball, when they hit on the counter and they can be physical.
Savona off look.
And they can defend. And when they haven't done what Thiago Motta is. Thiago Motta wants to play a lot of possession. What was it?
He's taking off.
Savona off for Cambiaso. Thiago Motta gave him a big kiss, like, thank you for doing me this favor of playing left back, even though it's not your position. So now Juventus should look a lot better.
Hey, the young kid's done well, though. Young kid's done well. They haven't conceded a goal, so credit to the young lad.
I mean, he's
in a big game like this as well.
He's rather lucky that they didn't concede a goal. What's really interesting now is Cambiaso, before his injury, for me, he was the most consistent Juventus player. He's one of the better ones along with Weston McKennie. Then these Man City rumors came along in January. They said they were going to make this big offer. He had an injury. Did he not have an injury? Who knows what it was? And when he's been playing for Juve, he's not looked the same. Before that, he's one of the best players in the league.
Do you think that got in his head?
You guys would know better. Did transfer rumors ever get to you?
That goes to show you the mentality of how important it is. Definitely.
But what? Because you're thinking this move could be happening for me? And then you put too much pressure on yourself?
I mean, he knows there's interest, and it's also the magnitude of the club that's interested. You talk about Manchester City there. It's for most players who go to Manchester City, they will tell you it's life-changing. Whether these players are honest or not. There's a player that Grella and I know very well who said to us that it was a life-changing moment, not just for him, but for his family. What a tackle.
What, to get a transfer like that?
Yeah. You talk about the money they're going to offer you, wages, the contract and stuff. It goes a long way.
I think we've got the Hollywood Club that's going to join us, the Juventus Club of Hollywood. How are we feeling in California about Juventus? Good second half so far?
Yeah, I think people are pretty optimistic. We have an occasion now. Everybody's quite excited. I think we started out a lot better than the first half.
Rotated to the middle of the pitch.
What's the turnout like over there in California for Juventus games?
It's pretty good. We meet no talent, sadly.
You ask if you could do sign language.
But yeah, we're pretty consistent. We also have
Maybe it's just us, but it's a little hard to hear. They're too passionate. They're too loud yelling. Are you guys at Del Piero's restaurant by any chance? I know he's got a restaurant. I think he hosts Juventus games. Is that where you're at?
So we're at the Academy I can hear you super well.
It's loud. I think you got to plug in the headphones. Maybe they're not plugged in. All right, we'll check in with them in a bit.
Changes, Marcus Thuram coming on, Augusto and Zalewski.
Okay, Bastoni's played a lot of minutes lately.
Well, you're saying now this is when they're showing their true intent when it comes to Inter. And again, it's credit to the managers. You've got to give credit when credit's due. Inzaghi can see the pressure's building. Juventus have started the game better in the second half. You have to make changes. You have to counter what they've done and try and really push the emphasis to get this win. It's more important that Inter get the win today than Juventus. So you know that it's a must-win game for Inter Milan.
What a past 7 months Zalewski's had. He was nearly going to Galatasaray when he was at Roma. He was basically shipped out, not in part of the plans. And now he moves to Inter in January. His first game, he gets a crucial assist for them to save them from losing the match against Milan. And now he's put into a game that could help Inter go into first place. It's It's remarkable story of a footballer, how you could go from 1 minute being outcasted, not part of any project, now you're playing at the best team in Italy.
Mark, I was just going to say this quickly before we go to a comment on Inter. Like, for people watching, because you never know who's watching, it might be a new fan, explain to them how big a derby this is and why it's these two clubs in a very short form, so for people to understand.
There's a lot of history between these two teams, and I would say they're, out of the big guys, everyone looks at Inter against Milan because they're from the same city, but there's more hatred between Juventus and Inter because of some of the stuff that's happened in the past. We had a pre-show where we talked about a 9-1 game where Inter basically protested and played their youth team. But in the more modern era, in our generation, there's a big chance from Inter.
What? Why do you not shoot?
In the more modern era, Calciopoli happened, which was a betting scandal, and them two really, really hated each other. There was a scandal with referees in Italy, and that added fuel to the fire. So Inter got championships that Juventus had won on the pitch, but then in court they were assigned to Inter, and that really just made everything heat up. Inter fans love to say they're the only team that's never been to Serie B. Milan and Juventus went down to Serie B, and they're the only team that won the treble. But yeah, and Juventus fans, I think they feel the most passion when they play against Inter more than any other team. Not even Torino, who's their rival locally. It's not felt as much as it is with Inter.
So it's two Italian juggernauts,
Oh
two of the
my
most
God, look
successful
at this
clubs.
miss. Holy smokes.
You have to say you feel it's
Lautaro
coming.
again.
That's his bread and butter.
Feel it coming?
He's having an off day today.
That's his bread and butter. He just whiffed it. He just missed the football there. And again, you can miss that. That's not an easy chance. But you can't miss like that. You whiffed the ball. He missed the ball.
Got to get some kind of connection on the ball.
I mean, we have conversations week in and week out over the last 3 years. Is this guy one of the best strikers we've seen in the last 10 years or whatever? You can't miss those chances in this game of this magnitude.
All right.
That's 2 now.
So I got
careful on the back.
I got a point for you quickly, Grella. All right, we'll go comment first.
Well done, Vega. When Inter win the Scudetto, Grella has to shave his beard.
That's no problem.
Yeah, he doesn't care about
As
it.
long as it's not the mustache.
You got to shave your head and your
My
beard.
parents would love that. My head might not come back, though. That's the only problem.
But Grella, you think Inter's going to win, right? The Scudetto?
I think Inter will win the Scudetto, yeah. I think they have a lot of qualities. They've created a lot of big chances in this game as well. So I think they'll win over the course of a season. It's difficult to compete with them.
How much cheese you cut it?
Hey, the control room wants. Hey,
I know if you cut it, I'm going to eat it.
Yeah, he keeps on complaining, but he keeps on eating.
hey, the control room wants some cheese too.
Yeah, we got to save. No more.
One more.
I'm
Here, I
good.
already cut it.
All right.
See?
Grella,
Grazie,
your
grazie.
barbecues that you always tell us about that you just keep cooking.
That we're not invited to.
Yeah, we got invited to once. Thank you.
I was going to
This
say
summer, maybe again.
from a tactics point of view, right?
Maybe, I got to see.
What have you guys thought about Koulibaly today?
Hasn't been involved as much.
Apart from the chance in the first half.
But honestly,
This is the problem. But this is the problem when you have a Koulibaly. I know Vlahovic hasn't really set the world on fire at Juventus, but when you get a player like Koulibaly, yes, he's playing down the middle. He's not a target man. He's not a big guy that's going to hold up the play to get your team higher up. So if you're going to have him up there, you have to play to his strengths, and that's balls down the sides where you can run onto and take your team forward. So that's the worry sometimes when you get certain players, and if you don't adapt to their strengths, you're just going to go into it. Cherby's had him all day long. Apart from that mistake early in the first half where he had the ball deflected, he's not helping Juventus in a sense to get forward.
that's why I
Being
still
target
believe
man.
that he could play together with Vlahovic. I think that for the qualities that both of them have, they could complement each other, especially in game. In a game
Yeah, but
like
if
this.
you do that, Vlahovic has to hold the ball up,
Yes.
which hasn't been one of his strengths.
Okay, but let's try him with Koulibaly. This is a great chance.
great
oh,
ball,
man. You have to try them together as well. You can't. He still has the most goals on the team, on Juventus, Dusan Vlahovic. Leaving on the bench is doing nothing to help the team.
Does it leave them in a bad position with Vlahovic either way? Because one, he's losing his match fitness, and two, he's not being an attractive person in the transfer window now.
Nobody's going to spend a lot of money. He's paid 48 minutes in the last 6 games. 48 minutes.
He's got 4 goals from open play, too.
Not
deceiving.
Grella,
Not good enough.
He's
if
deceiving.
you were Thiago Motta, what would you do with Vlahovic?
Now, you have to play him. You have to play him as much as you can.
With Koulibaly?
No, I think it was clear that they brought in Muani and a dry loan. It's not a good business deal for Juventus.
Well done.
Because they wanted to go from away from Vlahovic.
But they thought they might
had no
sell
intention
him.
of playing them together. But I would have done the opposite. I would have just played Vlahovic and tried to let him get 10, 15 goals, whatever you can do, shine him up, sell him at a loss or whatever you can if you want to move away from him and keep it moving. I don't think you're going to get 70 million for him again.
Can he get 10, 15 goals? That's a problem.
He's on 8.
He's got 8, and he's been pretty bad.
Do you know if you're
great
Vlahovic,
tackle.
though, you're probably looking at Moise Kean and thinking that probably gives him confidence that Moise Kean had not a great time scoring-wise at Juventus. Yeah, he didn't play the same amount of minutes, but maybe he's thinking, I'll move on and maybe I can get back to my
They gave
scoring
Vlahovic
way.
the keys to the castle. They spent 70 million on him, pay him, 10 million a year?
More.
And gave him every opportunity to succeed. And at first it was Allegri's fault, and now it's someone else's fault.
He won't want to leave Juventus. Let's be real. He would not want to.
He was not given that.
At this point, he doesn't want to stay. Right now, Vlahovic doesn't want to stay. Thiago Motta has drawn the line in the sand with him. He's
Look
put
at
him on the
this,
bench
by
6
way.
times in a row.
We've got a cheese and bread
my
count for
God.
Grella. Grella's had
That's
7
amazing.
pieces of bread and 11 chunks of cheese.
You know what the best part is? Grella was fasting before this. He hadn't eaten in 24 hours.
Some of it's in his beard too.
My grandmother always used to say, Krish.
There we
Gotta
go.
grow. That's what I'm doing right now. I'm growing.
You're so strict with food sometimes and so good that you don't have lunch, you don't have
I
snacks.
go hard in either direction, Papi.
And now you've just gone to town.
Yep. No dinner tonight, maybe.
Oh, nice. Running in behind. Use your strength. Oh, that's not a foul. It's not a foul.
That's a foul.
It's not a foul. Oh!
Thank God, Di Gregorio.
Wow.
Like this.
Oh.
He gave a foul.
Like this.
That's not luck.
That is
Right
not
there,
a
he's
foul.
got-
Inter hit the post 10 times in 2
not
games.
about
and
hitting
not
the
luck.
post.
That's
You
not
gotta
a
put the ball
foul.
to the net.
Wait, is that a foul? Wait, I want to see
they
what
called
happened
it.
there.
Let me see.
That's not a foul.
Not a foul.
That is not a foul.
But they played on.
That's not a foul.
Yo, Inter
but
hit the
this
post
for me,
8 times in 2 games.
Dumfries, that's a great save.
But he doesn't hit it clean. He doesn't
great
hit it
save.
clean.
Sometimes you don't have to hit it clean, but it's a great save.
Di Gregorio has made some big saves.
15th post,
Oh,
most in
what
the
a
league.
save. Oh,
Most
what
in
a
the
save.
league. We watched Napoli yesterday.
Brilliant.
Ding, dong, off another guy's butt, off the other guy's head, off the other guy's foot. Boom, own goal. We watch Inter, 15 posts, not lucky.
Dude, it sound like a ding, ding, what?
Jesus. Sounds like the song Suzuki
There's
sang that time.
Bing, bang, bang, bing,
Yeah.
bang, bang, bing, bang, bang. Here is a
Here it
look
is.
at it, by the way.
That's definitely not a foul.
That's terrible defending.
It's a great ball. Dumfries has to score. And they had 2 men behind as well.
I've said this a few times now.
Mkhitaryan was coming in
different
behind again.
But also, Nige, a rule of thumb is when it comes from that side, you should hit it to the corner where the side is because the goalkeeper's moving the other way. You always have a better chance. When you go to the other side, the goalkeeper's shifting. You're
There we
going
go
with this
again.
momentum.
So now you see it. And it's just the adjustment there. Just adjust. He's trying to go back across the goal.
Hit it the other direction.
I mean,
where it came from.
it's hard to criticise him that much. He gets on top. It's a great save. You've got to give credit to Di Gregorio. That is a brilliant save.
He's done it a couple
That
times
is a
already today.
brilliant save there to get like that. Look at that.
Do you think there's going to be a point in this match that we get to where both teams are happy with the draw?
I don't think Inter will be happy with the
Inter
draw right
can't be
now.
happy. Inter have to win.
Not with the way that they're playing, the chances that they're creating.
Also, Thuram does a fantastic job, and it's hard to be perfect, but can he roll the ball into him? The ball is bouncing.
It's too much, yeah, it's too fast.
It's bouncing into him. And I understand you just dribbled, you're blurry-eyed, you're running down, you're trying to balance, you're trying to do so many things. But if he rolls him that one on the floor, it's an easier finish for Dumfries.
You know, I used to
Come on,
coach
Juventus,
you when you were
you gotta build
younger.
up
They would
now.
say, pass the ball to your teammate as you'd want him to pass it to you. Pass appreciation.
I mean, what a great balanced game, though. Really fun. I know 0-0.
Complete
it's not what
opposite of the
people think.
4-4.
It's complete
Yeah.
opposite.
But they definitely looked at that game and we're like, look, we're not going to make the same mistakes in this one.
There was a lot of individual mistakes in that game too. That first game. Ali Tros Martin is in the chat.
Is she
She
really?
said Poppy's my favorite.
Love my girl
Surprise,
Ali,
surprise.
who's all the way in London, and
Oh,
she's
yes.
joining us now. Hope she's having the best time. She went to a Forest game yesterday at Craven Cottage, but unfortunately Forest lost, even though I'm sure she would have loved to see them win. She's
So she's your
sightseeing.
mush.
Yeah, no.
You can't let her go to Nottingham Forest.
She can't be sightseeing if
Say
she's
it.
watching us, can she?
She's probably having a cup of tea.
I guess England's that
watching
boring,
us.
huh? England's that boring that she's watching a live stream of us
No,
watching the
she's
game.
that dedicated that she's watching on her phone while Big Ben's there.
Nah.
She's got her
Marco.
husband, she's
Tower
got
Bridge.
London,
Marco,
and she's not going around.
She's overwhelmed in England. She's overwhelmed in London. That's why
There's
she's trying
too
to
many
compose
things.
herself.
She could be on the London Eye right now. on the
Remember,
live
she's from
stream.
Kansas, mate. London's a bit overwhelming for her.
Ali Trost Martin, so if you don't know, she's one of our hosts. She's great too. But I don't know what she's doing watching us when she's over there in London.
I want her to send a picture of where she is.
Well done, Nico. Good hold up. Like Kelly's warming up, it seems like. I wouldn't put him in this game.
This is the nitty-gritty minutes now, and when he always gets to 30 minutes. You remember we used to play Grella, you used to look at the clock, especially in tough games. You used to look at the time to say, oh, how long's left? How long's left?
Oh.
She's watching in a pub, by the way. She's watching this game in an English pub.
What's she
So
drinking?
She's joining us. I wonder what she's drinking.
Are you texting her? Because she's not writing that in the chat.
Yeah, I just saw it on the chat.
Is she?
Yep. No, well, not that chat, different chat.
Oh.
So you're texting her.
So are you working right now, or are you just having fun right now?
Well,
What's going on?
my iPad doesn't
Which one?
load. So let me pull in some comments from elsewhere.
Your
She put-
iPad loads WhatsApp, but it doesn't
gotta-
load
we've
YouTube
gotta-
comments.
This is a show for
Oh,
fans'
great
comments, not your
defending.
friend, your personal messages.
She works here, Grella. She's part of the match day crew.
Oh!
Finish!
Oh!
Goal! Conceição! Conceição! What were you talking about him? You like him now, Conceição?
Wow.
Do you like him?
Que culo. Que culo.
Bang! I knew they were going to score. Yes.
Inter 15 post. Juventus.
That's a game.
Half chances.
That's the game.
They shoot the ball. They shoot the
Kolomoani
ball.
does fantastic, by the way.
They shoot
Yeah,
the ball.
the trick on the edge of the box.
Goes to Conceição is inside the box.
They can't clear the ball properly.
I love this player, Conceição.
Great finish.
I love this
So
player.
good.
What a game we have.
It's crazy.
It's going to be a crazy last 15 minutes now. The more Inter push, the more it favors Juventus.
The first thing you think about also is just
His Invisalign came out.
the first thing you think about is how many chances Inter created and missed. And in at this level, which is the top level, it's going to happen.
This is the first bit here. The ball doesn't get
Kolomoani.
cleared there. But watch this skill.
Look at this.
Oh, great skill, but they can't clear it. They're stepping out
That's a great finish.
without knowing.
It comes down to the fine details.
Oh,
these titles,
just through
these
the legs.
matches.
You hate to say it, but how much to those two misses from Lautaro now?
Gotta put the
Two.
ball. You gotta
Two,
put the ball
it's
on
more
the
than
Two
two.
clear ones, right?
Look at this
Yeah.
from Thiago Motta.
And there we see it again.
Oh, there's the passion. You wanted passion, right?
Yeah.
Oh, Grella, you missed
That there is an absolute mistake. But to let him do that edge of the box there, Mkhitaryan, you can't let someone do that edge of your box.
Wow.
Got to be more aggressive. You cannot
agree.
let someone do that edge
I
of your
agree.
box. There's no
that-
chance.
that's also
Talk
when you
about
look at
top
the game.
defending. Put a body there. You don't have to
we
try
could-
and tackle.
We could bid on the balls, right? Can I buy this ball for Mike Grella? Do we have it in the CBS budget? He's gonna cry if he receives this one.
Listen, Juventus is not. It's not like they don't deserve to win the game. They're at home. They played it tough. They give themselves a chance to win. But the story is that Inter I think they feel a lot of pressure and they missed a lot of chances.
No, I think the quote was, there is absolutely no way that Juventus win this
There's
match.
plenty
The game
of
is
time
over?
left. There's plenty of time left.
Well, so far.
How many times have we
Piano,
said this
piano.
when we're watching games? And you guys love to.
I'm just reminding
like
everybody,
talking
in
before.
case they're just joining us, of what Grella said earlier on.
But even at half-time, we did speak. We said, right, when you look at the game reflection at half-time, Inter by far were the better side. They've missed big chances, but Juventus is still in it. That's what we said. We always said Juventus in it. And then that bit there, you cannot let Kolomoani do that.
essentially
Three people there.
right there.
Mkhitaryan, you can't do it. You can't do it. And the defence is stepping up without being aware who's
Here
left
we go.
unmarked.
Another one. McKennie. Lay off to Cup Miners.
Oh, Dumfries!
Nearly two from Juventus.
Wow.
Cup Miners did so well there.
That's
McKennie laid him off the ball. Now the crowd is getting involved, and Inter under so much pressure.
That's great defending by Dumfries
This is a
there.
great match.
Wow.
What a
Jenkins
game
coming
this
in.
has turned out to be.
Great defending.
Some of the spaces in the Inter back line.
Locatelli in.
Locatelli.
Hey, now he's trying to shore it up to get the result.
Oh, it's Kefren.
When you bring in Locatelli in there, that means let's just park the bus and let's control the game.
He brings more control into the
They're
midfield.
one of the top teams that have lost from winning positions, Juventus. And it's because they get too they get too safe in these moments. They got to continue to look for the second one.
So this
is a great
100%. This is a dangerous thing that clubs do sometimes, because I think for me, you let Inter know that, okay, now you think you've won the game. You're making a negative move.
He's a midfielder for a midfielder. He's a defensive midfielder.
Thuram has not been a defensive midfielder in the game today. He gets more
He didn't put in a defender.
Let's have a look, shall we, at the fan club reacting to the goal. Juventus haven't lost when scoring first this season.
Some people's speed is faster.
They've pressed aggressively in the second half, Juventus.
Hollywood's going to react now.
Not letting Inter play out at all.
They're going off in installments up there.
LA, there's a time difference. There it is. Caught up to them. You see this passion? Do you see this passion?
That's great.
You don't just celebrate this for a goal. You celebrate also because it's Juventus Inter. Look at this guy.
Yeah, but you know what? They're celebrating because they know now if they get this result, they could put a big dent in Inter's pursuit of a Serie A title. That's what these rivalries and these derbies prove.
Any Juventus fan knows from watching this season, Juventus go up 1-0, it's actually more scary because they throw away leads like nothing. So nothing is absolutely done in this game. Inter could come back. Marco is blushing. Nah, not yet, not yet. You gotta see what happens in the game. There's plenty of time left.
Grell, how are your Grellas feeling, do you think?
Better than
They're texting me, these group probably put the clown emoji.
I'm sure they're texting me right now as we speak. I'm sure.
What about your favorite song?
The circus song? How can you not do a tune like that? That's a simple tune.
Right. What was it? I forget.
I don't know what Poppy was trying to do, but...
You know what's funny, though? You know what's funny about this is...
Great finish.
There's this big discussion about managers that play their style, their system. It's that first, right? And results second. Juventus has gotten away from it in the big games, and they've actually just found ways to win games. Like, you can't look at this performance from Juventus and say on a football level it was brilliant, but you could say it was very gritty, very physical, very. They put a lot of energy into this game, and they found ways to win. I mean, this was not the Malta project of winning a football game, but they've got 3 points against Inter at home.
Yeah, but in argument, Grella. But what people, Grella. What people argue to say to that is, it's a derby. Mm-hmm. You know, you played in derbies. Derbies are not your usual, typical, everyday football game where you can say, they played this. A derby is a complete different mindset.
That's true. But you should play to, but what I'm saying is the opposite. I'm agreeing with you. I'm saying you should play to win 3 points every single time. You should be flexible in the way that you view a game every single time. I'm not saying change everything, but the Angelottis of the world would argue what I'm saying is like, you have to go and play.
You want the same mindset and mentality every game instead of they do it for the derby and then next week they go back to being
They had to change today. They didn't have most of the possession like they want to have. They have tied with Inter the most possession, especially at home. They want to boss games. Right, they want to play with the low fullbacks and they want to go. They've given Inter the ball and they've high pressed them and they've done it in a different way. And that's admirable to me because when you are the manager at Juventus or when you're playing for Juventus, you have to win 3 points. That's what it is. That's their style. That's Juventus' style from the beginning of time. Is the 3 points.
Oh, look at this pressing.
Speaking of changes, there was 2 big changes. Correa came in, Zielinski came in. Hakan and Mkhitaryan both came out. So Correa, a striker, an offensive player for a midfielder. Zielinski, who I think is fantastic. I'm surprised he hasn't come in a little bit earlier to help control the ball in the midfield.
We've called and said, look, if you're going to be perfect and you want to pick someone on the lineup, Mkhitaryan, at his age, at his production levels, you start to say, Fratesi, maybe is he a better option? I just think that, okay, fine, you want to start him, but they've waited 75 minutes, 78 minutes to take him out of the game where I think that, Fratesi or Zielinski would have been a better sub earlier on.
Conceição getting a standing ovation from the Allianz Stadium from the Juventus fans. I'm telling you, I think this kid is brilliant. I really do. I'm not saying that he's perfect. He obviously has his games where he makes a lot of mistakes, but he's always forward thinking. He tries to beat his man. In Motta's system, the goal is to get the ball out wide, isolate yourself in one-on-one positions. Conceição does that, and he's a player for me that's convinced me that Juventus need to sign him because he's still on a loan move from Porto. But
he was great at Porto as well, wasn't he?
I would absolutely build with him. And now they're putting Yildiz in, who we thought should have started, but he gives you a new dynamic up top. He's able to dribble the ball. He's able to beat his man one-on-one. He's got that ability to take a chance and to shoot. So really good last 10 minutes or so we're going to have here. Nothing is done.
I won't be
Absolutely
surprised
nothing.
if more clubs try to come in for Conte Sao as well, depending on what deal that they have with Juventus. But it would not surprise me.
By the way, the poll results are in for the TST team. Should we have a CBS team, yes or no?
I don't believe it.
Everybody said
Read
yes.
the fine print, boys.
73%. Grella's the captain. Or is Nigel the captain, actually, Mr. Captain?
No, Nigel's the captain. If we're in he's the captain Premier League teams.
You don't want me to be captain. I have high standards, high demands.
Do we?
I won't have any friends left if I captain that team.
I'll be smoking cigars on the side.
You'll be all right.
My paycheck.
There'll be other people that need to be very worried.
We'll go to do the team talk, and Grella won't have anything to say on the captain.
I'm not a big talker.
High fives would be banned.
No hugging.
Mike
no
Grella told me
high-fives.
one time I hated the guy that gave high fives before the match.
High fives in the warm-up. High fives when you put your high fives when you get to the stadium. High fives in the warm-up. High fives when you get your kid on. High fives before the game. High fives in the starting 11. I mean, what are we doing? Are we launching a rocket to the moon, or are we just playing a game of football?
Did you guys hold hands as well, like the Brazilians used to do walking out?
With the
To show unity. Remember the Brazilian national team used to hold hands.
Did they? I don't mind holding hands, but only one time.
Grella did ring of roses, like the team that we saw. Who was that who did that as a celebration?
I cannot remember what team it was in Europe, but it was a
good.
great celebration. They all did
good.
ring of roses.
I didn't see it.
I didn't understand before the match all the screaming and yelling.
Trying to get you pumped up.
They did the opposite to me. I was like, what are we screaming about?
It's just a game of football.
The game hasn't even started yet. Scream when you get on the field.
Did you say, let's conserve our energy? That's actually what Grella says to us when we come in the morning. He goes, enough talking from everybody. We've got a long day. We'll have nothing left to say to each other.
I come back from a year-long injury. I come back from a year-long injury, right? It's 110 degrees real feel in Kansas City. We play there. The warm-up is, the stadium is shielded. Half of it's in the sun and half of it's in the shade. We warm up in the sun. I go to the guy, I go, why are we warming up in the sun? Oh, well, we always warm up there. It's good luck. Good luck. It's 110 degrees. It's a 50-degree difference between the two.
How long did you last in that game?
Left.
Didn't you come out of that game, Grell?
Oh, Gatti.
I played a long time. I don't know. I don't remember how long it was, but we got a red card 10 minutes in. Federico Higuain got a red card.
Oh, wow.
Finish. Oh, Gatti. Oh, my gosh. That could have been 2.
Wow.
Be careful. Gol sbagliato. Gol subito.
Sneaky in the attacking third, right?
Going up.
Watching this game in the second half, Juventus really have shown that they want it more, man. When you talk about the pressing, the aggression to win the ball, Juventus for me have been by far the better side in the second half. They're really showing that they want this game more.
Inter looked a little gassed.
They took the pedal off.
They do.
They're the oldest team in the league. 30
Yeah,
years old.
but Grella, even simple balls or going to the front in the first half that Inter were having joy of, they can't even get it to the front. Just look at the pressing and the aggression by Juventus. They're stepping in front, they're winning the ball.
Don't make any sweeping statements yet, though.
But no, it's a simple fact. They've played well in the second half.
Tired one, though,
Juventus.
after the PSV game in the Champions League.
Here we go.
This is dangerous. I
mean, you can't make this up.
That sums it up.
You can't make this up. The amount of opportunities and moments they've had in the game where they've got this part wrong.
Good ball in.
It's actually embarrassing. And the reason why they're getting this wrong is the pressure. They have expectation and pressure to go
block there
and to win the league.
Great block by Dumfries again. Great positioning. Gets on the line.
And by the way, you know what this performance? What this performance reminds me the most of? Them against Man City in the final. Same exact performance, where they created moments and they were not able to take it because in the last minute, a little scared, a little hesitant, I don't know if we should be here. I don't know if we should.
Honestly, we've seen that this season because this isn't the first chance that they've had to overtake Napoli in terms of the table. And when it has got to that moment, Inter haven't been able to do it and to get to the top of the table at their expense. So that's not even the first time we've seen that this season.
Oh,
touch,
composure. Oh, he didn't believe in himself.
I mean,
he had to take that left foot across the goal.
These moments.
And now that turns into nothing.
Rinse and repeat. These moments, they get into.
Colomuani nearly.
They get into great spots and they don't cash it.
And do you know the crazy thing is, right?
Guys, there's another goal in this game. There's another goal in this game.
The crazy thing is when you watch back this game and all the chances that Inter had, and the person that took the initial chance, there was always another Inter player in a better spot behind that person.
Look at this. Zielinski falls back to Barella. Well done, Juventus.
Look at the
Great
Martinez
defending from
chance.
Juventus.
Taremi was behind him. Free and
Conceição
unmarked.
has had something to say about this game.
Conceição has something to say.
Something to say. I just heard Conceição in my ear. Why Motta doesn't play Conceição more often?
He makes very strange personnel decisions for me, Thiago Motta. There's times where I feel like he has one idea of how a game is going to go, and this is how it has to be. And even if the game adapts and changes to it, he doesn't always adapt with the game. For me, Conceição is a player that if he's fit, he's healthy, he's one of the first names on my team sheet out wide.
Yeah, but you said Yildiz should have started today too.
I like
right?
Yildiz. I like Yildiz in the 10. I like Yildiz in the 10.
So for you, Gonzalez would be out?
I think that both of those players are better than Nico Gonzalez.
Yeah.
Do you?
I mean, they're all different profiles for sure.
Ah, what a pass. What a pass.
Yildiz.
Great block. Oh, gosh.
Waya. Out wide. Back post. Locatelli's free. Locatelli's free.
No, he didn't.
So
Oh, that's not a foul. That was generous.
Come on.
That was generous.
that's a 100% foul.
Locatelli was free in the far post.
That was generous.
Grella, you said that this performance reminded you of the Champions League performance a few weeks ago. We said that the performance against Fiorentina was so disappointing in that makeup match. Which one was worse for you?
The Fiorentina one that they lost?
Where they lost 3-0.
Or the Champions League final?
Yeah.
No, I thought they this one
Oh,
is...
no, sorry, this game or the Fiorentina loss. Which one hurts more for Inter, do you think?
I think in the Fiorentina loss, they conceded from a set piece, a giveaway, and an unbelievable finish ball from Dodo to Keane, where it was difficult to defend. And then they didn't have a lot of answers. So probably that one was more disappointing. Here tonight, they had so many chances in the game and so many moments that could lead to big chances that they got wrong.
But
let's see what they're made of.
But will it be now a question of why he didn't start Marcus Thuram?
He was not fit. He was not fit to start. Yesterday in his press conference, he said it was he was 50-50 if he was going to be able to play. Yeah.
Right.
But if you're creating, if you make a game plan, you're Inzaghi and you make a game plan, and you say,
out wide.
I'm going to get Lautaro Martinez, one of the best strikers in the world. I'm going to get him 3 good chances, and I'm going to get my wing backs 2 or 3. You'd probably say that's a good enough game plan to win at the weekend, to get 3 points at the weekend, and to walk away here shut out. With a loss, with not scoring a goal, is very uncharacteristic. But with the chances,
that's what's going to be a harder pill to
This will
swallow.
hurt. And this, to me, again, it's similar to the Man City one because it's not a matter of quality, and it's not because you can't question Martinez's quality, right? It's not a matter of quality. It's not a matter of creating the chances. It's a matter of this now. I think of this because that's the same as it was in Man City. I don't think they actually believed that they could beat Man City because they created chances and they said, okay, let's go toe-to-toe and see what we could get. I don't know if you remember that final. They were like minus, Man City was like minus 700.
It was crazy,
like nobody was giving
odds,
Inter a
wasn't it?
chance.
Yeah.
Like
It
they
was
were
mad.
out of it and they had moments to win that game and they didn't. And I think it was because here they were already kind of, that there was a pressure.
They couldn't even believe that.
You think that's the same thing in this game today? Or you just don't think that Martinez...
There was big opportunities for Inter to win that game. And
no, 100%. But you not just think it was just a bad day at the office for Martinez.
They didn't score in that game. How often do you see Thuram trip on his own feet after he takes the ball down like that? Never.
Great build-up from Juventus, too. A little bit lucky. I mean, so far, Juventus have done great at resisting this.
Juventus have been
great.
sensational this second half. Like, you can't take nothing away from them. They have been sensational this
4
second
minutes of extra time. Let's see what Inter are made of.
And also
are they made to try to push for the Scudetto? At least getting 1-1 and doing exactly what Atalanta and doing exactly what Napoli did will be a result to which they could say, all right, nothing was going against us, but at least we got a tie.
The belief is there in Juventus now.
It's not a handball.
Gatti like a train.
Send it, Gatti. No, he's got Colomwani running within.
Are you a Juventus fan or a Napoli fan? Which one? Marco, I'm a bit confused.
I'm going to pull a Papi and Grella and not answer the question.
Oh, well, who's your team, Marco?
That's not
Nigel, who's your team
I don't have one.
in England?
I don't have one.
So you don't have one either?
I love great football. I appreciate great football, the beauty in the game. I'm a Serie A fan.
I want an amazing title race.
You want an amazing title race?
Did they give this as a corner?
You know what I love about this? It's just so sweet for the fans' perspective, isn't it? Like, for Juventus fan right now, doing their biggest rival. Again, like we said it before, we say it again, for denting their title hopes, that is massive for the fan base. Like, they would love it, the fact that as long as they don't win the title.
Let's see.
Probably won't want Napoli to win it either, but as long as Inter don't win the title, they'll be happy with that.
And no one's going to be happier
And this could be the
too.
game.
And they need
Atalanta and Napoli today.
And they need for Champions League football as well, Nige.
Yeah.
It's really important for Juventus. This game is going to go a long way. Also for a turning point in the season.
Oh,
pushing Thiago Motta.
Don't touch me.
Thiago Motta grabbed him to stop him from throwing in the ball. I think Thiago Motta knew he's not supposed to touch him.
And I missed it.
He grabbed his arms.
Thiago Motta,
That's how his arms.
He was cheeky. He stopped Lautaro from throwing in the ball, and Lautaro pushed him.
He was cheeky. You used the word cheeky.
I'm hanging around with you guys too much.
I was like, wait, you ain't use the word cheeky.
He's going to say top bins next.
Oh, please don't. Please don't. Not when Americans say top bins.
Top bins.
I can't say top bins?
No, please don't.
I feel like Americans love saying top bins.
Oh.
Minute and a half to go from Inter. This could be massive, a massive point.
Oh,
also from a psychological standpoint. They've got Thuram.
Oh,
just wide, just too high.
Imagine being one of the brothers, though, because we asked Catherine, didn't we? What's it like on the group chat after the game, depending on the result? Can you imagine? You were just talking about how much you and your brothers troll each other.
Oh, I know.
The family and the clown emojis.
It'll be a
Imagine
tricky
what it would
one,
be
though.
like with them.
It'll be a tricky one, though, because Inter are still above them in the table.
Right.
But this is a historic win for sure. Juventus at home, by the way, today. I'm not the crazy guy. They were plus 300 coming into this game at home. I don't know how many times in the last 10 years you'll see Juventus at home plus 300. But today they were. So they beat the odds big time against this Inter side that has so many more tools in them. But I think it's a credit to the characters in this changing room. Because they're a young group. They're second youngest team in Serie A. So this is an unbelievable unbelievable growth for them today.
Oh, no. Nice. Balls out. Listen, there's an intangible in football that, like we said, what was our prediction before the game? We said Inter are a much better side. There's nobody in the world that will disagree with that.
Yeah, they created.
But even watching the game in the first half, we saw it.
For me, there was no way Juventus could lose this match. There's no way Juventus could lose this match at home.
Are you blind?
Am I blind? Are you watching the score?
We watched it. Listen, if they take them chances,
anybody could read the score. Inter should have won this game comprehensively.
Nah.
Yes, Marco. Yes. Marco.
That's
Yes.
it.
Marco. All day long.
Inter win or tie.
Marco. Watching that game there, Inter by far the better chances should have won it. But no. But we had a discussion though. So when he comes at half time,
at stake. Juventus, you can't lose to Inter at your home. Even if you're not as good, you have to find a way to win the game and not lose the match. So for Inter to go away from home and beat Juventus, I always thought was madness. And they didn't. And Juventus got the job done. And this is huge points for Juve.
Lautaro scores those chances, which, like I said, 8 out of 10 he does. This game is different.
We could say that about every football game in the entire world. Every football match on the planet, we could say that about.
Biggest win of the season for Juve?
Absolutely. Huge from a motivation standpoint. Thiago Motta could use this and say, we beat the best team in Italy, in our home, and you could see what this means for the Juventus fans. To beat Inter, to beat this Inter, when you're not having a great run of form in this season, this is big. This is very
season-defining win. Could this be for Juventus, for what's at stake for them? But yeah, it's massive. When you talk about derbies, this is a massive derby in world football, and what's at stake? Inter chasing a title, Juventus trying to push for that top 4, top 5. Massive win for Juventus. And that's what happens when you don't take your chances. It's just as simple as that. Inter did not take their chances, and they were punished for that.
They're going to rue the missed chances, aren't they? Especially from Lautaro. What a disappointing night away from home for the Nerazzurri. They remain 2 points now behind Napoli in terms of the title race. Juventus, they're in 4th place, and they are 5 points behind 3rd place Atalanta. Stay with us. We're going to bring you all the reaction from this match, including the full highlights, which are on the way next for you. Welcome back, everybody. Well, on the weekend, Inter could have gone top of the table and overtook Napoli and Antonio Conte. They fall away from home in the Derby d'Italia to Juventus 1-0, the final score at the Allianz Stadium. Francisco Conceição with the lone goal to separate the two sides in the 74th minute. Good to have you with us, everybody. Welcome along, and thanks for joining us on the Watchalong as well. If you were here with us then, I'm Poppy Miller alongside Nigel Reo-Coker, Mike Grella and Marco Messina. Here is a look at the highlights. Let's start there, shall we? Because this game had so many more chances than just the one goal showed. Obviously, the incentive was massive for both of those teams, Inter and Juventus. 19 minutes in. Let's start with Mehdi Taremi's opportunity here.
Yes, Inter start ever so well, Poppy. Mehdi Taremi will have to adjust, and he does, and gets a great bicycle kick on it, and the ball will still be recycled back in, and Dumfries will put that just over the bar. Just watch the adjustment by Taremi again there. Just the great acrobatics there. Gets it on target. Diego Goya makes the save. Ball comes back in. Dumfries, really good chance. Got to get it at least on target, but doesn't.
22nd minute, this was Juventus trying to respond. It's a brilliant ball played out wide over the top to Nico Gonzalez, who does well to control this and to beat his man. He gets this shot off. Sommer parries it, falls to McKennie, tries to whip it back in. Eventually, this is a not good clearance from Inter. It goes straight to Conceição, rips off another shot, and it goes straight out for a corner kick. That was a lot more to come from Conceição in this match, but this was Juventus trying to hit Inter quickly on the counter.
I'll show you the whole game in one play right here. 35th minute, this is Inter on the break. They go down the side. Dumfries does brilliant to pick out Lautaro Martinez, one of the most dangerous strikers we've seen in the last 10 years. World Cup winner for Argentina. Inter's leading goal scorer every single season, it seems like. Missing from there with a ball on the ground.
And it's the right-hand side again for Inter, where they had so much joy early on in this game, and it's Dumfries again. Does ever so well, keeps his balance there, gets the strike off, and it comes off the post. So much joy was happening for Inter down that right-hand side in the first half.
Then 69th minute, this is Thuram, who was subbed into the game, does well to just lay this off to Dumfries, and what a wonderful save this is from Di Gregorio. A game changer. He had a couple in this match to keep his team in, and then it kisses the post. That sums up Inter's night right there.
15 post legal leading for Inter. This is Juventus on the other side, out of nothing. Muani with a little twirled Maradona move in there. Falls to Conceição. Conceição with his left foot already all set up. He takes a touch, slots it. And it's a really good goal from Juventus, and a big moment that they needed to go up 1-0.
Yeah, and another good chance will fall for Juventus, and Weston McKennie will slide it to Koop Miners, who does so well and just cleared off the line by Dumfries there. Good defending with instinctive, as we say, defending with your life, gets on the line and clears the ball.
85th minute, this was the last gas chance for them. 85th minute, ball is perfect from Zalewski to Thuram, who just heads it wide. And once again, Inter not able to take advantage of their opportunities. And it was not their night. It was Thiago Motta under lots of pressure from Juventus fans, but he responds, beating one of the best teams in Italy.
And maybe the winners of the weekend, not just Juventus, but despite dropping points to Lazio, Napoli, they remain at the top of the table, clear by 2 points now against Inter. Atalanta, they also drew this weekend. They're in third place, and Juventus now equal on points with fifth place Lazio. I mean, the story of the game doesn't necessarily reflect the score of the match, does it, Grella, in a lot of ways? If you're Inzaghi, just on that perspective, you walk away from today thinking we missed so many chances. Do you chalk it up to just a bad night at the office, or how do you reflect on it?
I think that it's the most difficult thing you can do, because you can't put pressure on them now and say, hey, listen, if it was a defensive mistake, you go, hey, we need to be more organized. We need to be in better spots. We need to be, even in the attacking end, they're in the right spots. They're just not converting these chances. So you put more pressure, you're going to create even more uncertainty in front of the goal, which you don't want to do. So yeah, you have to chalk it up to a bad night. I mean, a game of football, why we love watching this game is that, you know, Plymouth beat Liverpool last week, right? In the FA Cup. Plymouth created a couple chances. Liverpool created a million chances, but they lost. And that is what football is. And if Lautaro Martinez scores these chances, if Darmian scores these chances, then this is a different game. We're talking about 2 posts for Inter. And by the way, we're only showing the chances. We're not showing the chances that could have been huge chances. Bastoni's cross, Di Marco's cross. There was another 4 or 5 that with the correct weight of the pass would have been goals as well. So If you tell me Juventus on the night were the better team, then I'll tell you you don't know much about football. But they didn't convert their chances, and anybody could beat anyone that day. Like I just said, Plymouth beat Liverpool last week.
You have to give reflection on that game there. Like you said, Inzaghi, you're not going to gain anything because the players that he has, the chances that were missed, you're not going to gain anything by saying, oh, you should have scored those chances. These players know they should have scored. You just have to stay positive. Like you said, if it was other things that were an issue, you'll be more worried about. But they created great chances. They had numbers in the box, and there's nothing you can do about that as a manager of as a coach. You can't do anything about that. It's just down for these players to take the responsibility that they didn't take the chance they got. And when you play top sides, when you don't kill them off when that opportunity arises, you will be punished. That's it. Second half, Juventus came. They were a lot more aggressive. They showed a lot more desire. They showed like they were the home team more so in the second half. They grew in confidence. They made tactical changes and substitutions, and they went on to win the game. But I just don't think that there's too much Inter can do. You have to just look at it as it's a bad day in the office. There's no crisis or anything like that. Just disappointed we didn't put the ball in the back of the net.
It's just another high-pressure moment that I'm sitting here with Inter that we've all built up amazing, and they don't live up to, they don't do what we expect them to do. And this is a theme with this team a lot of times. And you could have bad days, and everyone was celebrating when Atalanta ties and when Napoli ties. There's going to be matches that you're not able to win. That's a fact, whether you play good or whether you don't play well. But from this Inter side, I'm consistently waiting for something more to happen from this side. They are the best team in Italy. They don't always show it. This is Juventus that we told you how many inefficiencies they had. Today, I got to give credit to Juventus. They go up a goal. Their big problem was scoring first and then conceding right after. They finally showed some resilience. They finally showed some attitude, some spirit, even if it's not the best players in the right position. Savona was playing as a left back in the beginning.
He deserves credit.
Dumfries was killing him on the right side. Even with all these things going against them, I love the resilience. This is what you want to see. Thiago Motta on the sideline, finally showing the passion. These are games that can turn your season around. Juventus is fighting to get into a Champions League spot right now. They hadn't won 3 all season. Now they win 4 in a row. All of a sudden, the feelings are really important because you just beat what everybody here and what anyone in Italy would say is the best team within Italy. This is going to be huge for their momentum. By the way, that's 4 points out of 6 potential points that Juventus have taken from Inter.
I mean, it could work out to be the most defining week of the season for Juventus, especially if they go through in that tie against PSV, where they've got a 2-1 lead on aggregate going into the match as well, Grella, to have the win of the season on the eve of the match of that Champions League tie. I mean, their confidence with all the changes that we've seen has got to be at an all-time high now.
Plus 300 tells you everything you need to know. We looked at the lineups and we're like, Weah right back. Weah is the second leading goal scorer, tied with Muani, Savona left back. Locatelli, who was their captain the last, 10 games or whatever, on the bench.
Vlahovic on the bench.
Vlahovic, 70 million, makes 10 million a year on the bench.
How
6 times in a row.
How made him feel, by the way?
So, but you look at the lineup and you're like, okay, this Inter side. Then you look at Inter and you're like, wow, there's a big discrepancy. There's a big level. There's a big gap here, right? Even Gatti, you don't really know what you're going to get. I thought he was fantastic tonight, but you don't know exactly what you're going to get with him especially when he's on the ball. And the one takeaway from Juventus is they get the goal because they overload, right? They transition really well, and they're a very athletic team. At the end of the day, you can't play for Juventus unless you're powerful, athletic, you're quick. You need to have these characteristics. And I think they used the tools that they had. And this was my big thing about. It's my big thing about managers who come in and say, oh, no, I play my system, and this is the way we play, and we play this 2-7-2, or we play possession football. Nobody cares. Nobody cares. At the end of the day, you have to get 3 points. That's what they did today. And that's what the fans will live off of. That's what this young group will grow off of. So you have to applaud them at the end of the day because they beat a very good Inter side. They beat a team that's much better than them with very little chances, with very little of their perfect lineup. So you have to commend them. And that, to me, that's what Juventus is about. That's what I've been crying out for all year. Nobody cares if you have 70% possession, you win the football.
About the project in terms of what could come and what could happen.
You may have to go away. You may have to go away from what you want to do, your system, your idea. You may have to go away from that in some games. Nigel said it. In a derby, you're going to have to change a little bit. They changed. They didn't play.
They did this against Manchester City, too, though. When they played Manchester City, they did it, and they won.
Exactly.
And when they were at home. But that's what Thiago Motta has done in a lot of these games.
That's more of an Allegri-style performance than it is a Motta-style performance. Just to put the styles sort of in focus here. But I think you have to applaud that the result that they got at home today, because it was not easy for them to do it. But they applied their physicality. They applied their strengths. They hid a little bit their weaknesses. And I think they caught... Obviously, there's luck involved in football,
I would say for me...
You look at Greece. Greece won the Euro with nothing. They didn't even have a hotel booked to the knockout stages. They had 2 chances, boom, goal, and then they defend for 90 minutes. So that's football. You create chances in both boxes. If you don't take them,
Juventus
you're
suffered
susceptible.
in this game, and they grew in the second half. I think that they have
because
to
they
get
pressed.
credit for that. They grew in the second half. It was all Inter. Inter had 60% possession, the better chances, but Juventus grew. They didn't give up, and they were the better team in the second half. They deserved the result.
For what I like is the reaction. Because what did I say before the match? Yes, you could look at the table, you could look at the lineups, they're much better. We all agree. But Juventus couldn't lose this game. That's what I said. Juventus cannot lose this game for what's at stake, for what the season's been, for what Juventus stands for. Doesn't matter what your season looks like. You have Inter coming to your home. You have an opportunity to stop them to go first place. You need to fight for the 4th place. That's what they showed me. They showed me what every Juventus fan felt out there that says, there is no way in hell Inter is coming to our home. I don't care if you're better than us. We are going to win this game. And for me, that's the thing that you have to say Thiago Motta needs to build on. He sees the pieces that are with him. He sees really good sparks in Conceição, for example. Those are the guys that you need to lean on. The guys that are going to fight for you, even at the end of the match, that get the crowd growing. So this is a huge opportunity for Juventus. You have a big game in the Champions League, which you need to go through on. All of a sudden, coming into the most crucial part of the season, things could turn out a lot better than we were looking at a month or 2 ago.
I mean, in terms of what's coming up as well, no game this season is going to be bigger now than Inter and Napoli in terms of the Scudetto race. Here's what Doug had to say. Big win for Juve, but Inter aren't out of it. Thiago Motta isn't going anywhere. Napoli and Inter is now a Super
Hopefully a better Super Bowl than the one that we saw.
I mean, that's going to be the big game, isn't it? This is the weekend of the remaining notable fixtures between the top 3. Napoli, Inter, March 2nd. Atalanta, Inter, March 16th. Do you think that this title race is going to come right down to the wire?
I've said that since August. I felt like it was going to go down to the final match day or the day before. We want to make sweeping statements and we want to get excited and say, oh, it's going to be decided here. The case is there's too many games to play. And there's a lot of the smaller games which start to be a lot more difficult. Teams that are fighting for their lives that you could look at on paper and think that they're simple, and they're not simple. There's also so many more games to play. We said it before, but there's a chance that Inter play Milan another 4 times. Can you imagine the energy that would suck out of Inter if that happens?
The way Milan's been playing against Inter.
Absolutely. And for me, I just see this question mark with Inter, that in those big moments, in the occasions, they're up 2-0 against Milan in the Supercoppa. They're much better than Juventus tonight with creating opportunities, yet they're not able to get the result. And we wished, because they finished in the top 8 of the Champions League, they would have had more time to rest for this game, but they were still not able to get the job done. So you could look at the chances, you could say that they played a better game, but at the end of the day, they come home with 0 points.
I would say this result today has helped the Serie A title race go down to the wire. I think this result will play a big part to make it go all the way down to the wire.
Yeah, I think so too. I mean, especially when you think about maybe even Antonio Conte watching that game, he probably can't believe the fact that Juventus have just won, and it's almost gifted them a bit of cushion.
I think he believes. Yeah, he knows Juventus. Juventus again.
He knows
with the form.
He knows that Lautaro was going to miss in the 6, and they were going to hit the post 10 times.
Juventus is in the club like Juventus. To lose to Inter would have taken something difficult to happen. So he knows there's a lot of points to play. I don't think that the title race is going to come down to a game right now, that we're still in the middle of February.
Just a note on Lautaro as well, because we've talked in the past about how he's a bit of a streaky striker, isn't he? He goes lengths without scoring. This season, you boys have given him a lot of credit, saying even when he doesn't score, he's setting up goals. He's doing a lot in the dirty work of the play. Are you concerned in any way that a match like this is going to affect his confidence moving forward?
No way. I think he's past that, Maybe if he was a younger and more inexperienced striker, a night like tonight might have broken him a little bit, and it could have put him on a little tilt. But no way. For Lautaro Martinez, it's business back to business as usual. There's still, the comment we just got, there's still everything to play for. And he'll know how big his miss is. He'll know that they lost the game because of his miss in the 6th minute, because those are the margins. Top
players take that responsibility.
When you play anything at the highest level, the margin is like that. And he knew when he missed that and he was down on his knees like that, he knew, that's not good enough. Dumfries the same, and they knew that it's going to be they opened it up to be a difficult game where if they convert, now Juventus have to come out and play against them. Now they have the easier chances, and Inter are usually pretty good at it.
The thing when you got with those situations is you talk about Lautaro and Dumfries. These are not young kids where you could say, oh, they're learning their game, they're going to learn, they've still got time to grow. These are seasoned vets, international players, World Cup winners and all that they know. The manager doesn't even have to say anything to them. They'll be in that dressing room right now
but do
knowing.
they carry it with them?
I don't believe so, no. They've played too many games to carry it with them. They've got too much experience. They've been in the ups and down roller coasters and the mental side of being a professional football player where it's one of those ones, right, we're still in the title race. I messed up today. We just got to keep on going.
Bobo Vieri told us when we're at the final in Saudi Arabia, he said, I'm nervous as a striker when I'm not getting chances. When I'm getting chances and I'm not scoring, that's normal for a center forward. I start to get concerned if I'm not in the right spots, if I'm not getting the balls. The rest, you could solve. So I think that's generally what the best strikers in the world say. So I don't think that he'll fall because of this.
In terms of the momentum of this match, Nigel, this graph was interesting to you in terms of how much Juventus were able to capitalise on the moments that they did have.
Yeah, Juventus, like I said, you've got to give them credit. Give credit where credit's due. No one really, apart from Marco, had Juventus winning today. And for us, when you look at it, whether it's on paper or not, Inter were the better side, the more organised side, the stronger side, and they had the better chances. But football's about putting the ball in the back of the net. They could not do that today. And when you don't do that against top teams, and you talk about a derby game as well, you've got to give credit how Juventus came out in that second half. We were watching it, we saw the aggression, and I said, this is a different Juventus now. Like, whatever happened in that dressing room, whether it was the hairdryer treatment, they came out with a complete different mindset that they believed that they could get the result. When I personally felt the emphasis was more on Inter to get the result, to continue to push Napoli, to make Napoli to try and force a mistake. So I give credit to Juventus, but like Grella said, that we want to see this from Juventus every week. Not just the big games, not just the big derby games. It's easy as a player to raise your game. Top players and competitive players will always raise when you play good teams and play against big players.
That's been their problem.
But when you play the so-called lesser teams, that's when you need to find some kind of way to motivate yourself as a player to go and put in the same performances, and that's not what we're seeing in the Juventus.
Juventus, for the most part, in the big games, they stepped up to the plate. Maybe they didn't always win the game, but usually they showed up, they played, they had the right attitude, they had the right approach to the games. You could take a look at the big games, and then it's the smaller ones that just frustrate you. But you mentioned something in the second half, how Juventus came back, and I think that's the biggest thing that we saw. Juventus, how many times did we watch them come out in the second half, and you say, what are they doing? This is not the same Juventus that started the game. So I think that even is going to make Juventus fans at home finally feel optimistic that maybe this team turned a corner against one of the better sides, one of the more organized sides, one of the sides that are going to create chances. And a young team, because this is the very young team in Italy, a young team needs to learn from that experience. They need to learn from the mistakes that they make in the 89th minute, 88th minute, passing the ball out of the back. That's what I saw from Juventus. A little bit more nifty, a little bit smart with trying to not lose the game in the end, which earlier on in the season, there are so many examples of individual mistakes in the back from Juventus that causes them to throw away all the good stuff they did all match.
How good was Di Gregorio, by the way, with the save that he made? A couple of saves tonight. OK, stay with us. We've got much more to come after the break. We'll bring you more reaction from this match. Plus, we're talking about the title race, and Matteo Bonetti is going to join us. That's all coming after the break.
What?
Welcome back, everybody. Here is a look at the top 6 in Serie A as the title race has just taken another turn. Inter remain 2 points behind the league leaders Napoli, who dropped points to Lazio yesterday. Atalanta, they're in 3rd place after they also dropped points this weekend. And Juventus, with the win against Inter, they go equal on points with 5th place Lazio. Matteo Bonetti is back with us as well. Great call, Matteo.
Thank you. Great watch-along.
Did we save him any cheese?
Oh,
no, I don't. That was smelling. That has some
you
weird
didn't like
smell
it?
back there. No, I didn't like the smell.
Oh,
I'm
really?
sure it's good, but
Jeans today?
Jeans today.
Again.
Just the biggest game
Did you
of the
sleep in them
season.
at the hotel last night?
They're quite comfortable. You want to try them later?
Did you do some woodworking in those jeans before?
This is the most consequential game for both sides. One team could have gone top. They've been waiting, right? They've been desperately waiting for Napoli to start dropping some points and 3 straight draws. The other team, I think this is the win that can change the entire narrative for Thiago Motta and Juventus. Now they're top 4. This is what we asked for them, right? They're in the Champions League spot. They showed, first of all, Motta showing that he could adapt to the moment. Savona, worst player on the field in the first half. Tough between him and Lautaro to pick one, but Savona was making Dumfries look like Maicon when Dumfries was running past them, setting up the Lautaro chance, which should have been an assist. Lautaro, 4 wasted, squandered chances that he should have taken, one of them at least way better. But Motta realized his mistakes. He puts in a different player, puts in Cambiaso at left back, Savona's out, and suddenly you're not seeing that same sort of unbalanced defense. And Randall Kolo Muani, man, this guy, just with a little bit of continuity and a manager who believes in him, he looks world class. That spin and that flick at the last second all happened so quickly to set up Conceição, to me was incredible. And he always looked dangerous, right? When he was running, you could see when Inter had a high line, how he nearly got by Acerbi, caught him flat-footed. I feel like this is going to change a lot of what we've been saying about Juventus. It feels like this could truly be them turning the page because of how monumental this win was. To beat Inter in a game where Inter could have gone top, and Inter looking so sloppy in the second half. They were the better side in the first half, but they couldn't keep it up for 90 minutes. And this, sadly, for Inter, has been the storyline throughout the season, is that they're too inconsistent. They never had that issue in previous seasons. And now you don't know what to expect from them from one half to the next. So that's the biggest issue with Inter. And Juventus took advantage of it. And the crowd felt like the crowd of the 9 consecutive Scudetti, the dynasty. The crowd, I haven't heard them that electrifying all season long. They were amazing.
I agree with everything you say except for Muani world class. Take it easy.
With what?
Muani world class.
No, I said what he did was world class.
Okay.
You don't think so?
You don't start for France if you're not a good player. So we know he's got the talent.
He's not a good player.
Yeah, I know.
We're not going world class now.
Hold on. I said that was world class, and he has absolutely the talent to be world class. That's why he cost $90 million. Now, if you show it,
it's okay.
Dybala also has world class talent.
He's not feeling good right now. He's not happy. He's upset that Inter didn't
Bad day at the office, bro.
His predictions were wrong.
Too much cheese.
Before the game, there is absolutely no way that Juventus win this match. Then we had on his family that joined on the watch party, the Juve fans. They said, "What are you talking about?" They said they put clown emojis on him in the group chat sometimes. And now,
be nice, Matteo. Just let him.
Yeah, we've got to
say that he's right.
We've got to give Grella a warm embrace today.
I thought you accepted your mistakes, though, unlike Marco.
Unlike me. We're the mistakes.
Listen, I mean, for me, like you say, I agree with you on most of what you said. Lautaro Martinez, a player that caliber, can't miss those chances. It's part of life. It's part of football. 2 posts. He missed. How many chances? I mean, I feel like a broken record, but they created the game to win the game. And they didn't get it. But that's the beauty of football. You create 20 chances, the other team creates 2, they score, you don't.
Kolomwani, by the way, so good.
The making of an upset.
He's put Dusan Vlahovic and his massive contract and his massive price tag at the end of the bench. We're not seeing Dusan Vlahovic anytime soon.
But I don't know how that's going to end. I mean, how is that going to end, Matteo?
They're going to have to cut their losses.
He's going to leave in the summer.
He's going to leave in the summer for how much?
35.
Okay, fine. So they're going to take a bath on the 35 million, and then Muani's going to be like, let's say he scores 15, 20 goals, and then it's a dry loan, and how much are you going to pay for him? And it's
maybe
like
50.
This little move might cost them $100 million.
Grella's absolutely right about that. It was not good business. I don't think it is good business what they're doing right now, but it's a situation that they're in right now. Kolumuani was a player that he was a Band-Aid. They needed to find somebody that could fit Thiago Motta's system. He clearly does what Thiago Motta is asking for because he's starting. Vlahovic has been on the bench 6 times. He's played 48 minutes in the last 6 games. He's still the top goal scorer for the team, but he doesn't do what Thiago Motta wants, which is the work off the ball, which is the hold-up play. Vlahovic has come out in press conferences saying, for Serbia I play better because I don't have to waste my energy doing that. And Thiago Motta doesn't appreciate that. So you have to respect.
Called him out on that.
You have to respect that Thiago Motta has done that.
Is not an option.
It's crazy, isn't it, to think that they're in this position. If we'd have said with this whole Thiago Motta project that they would beat Inter in a match like this with Vlahovic on the bench and out of favour, it would have been maybe hard to believe in some moments. Well, we all need a bit of love, don't we? So with this being Valentine's Day weekend and love is in the air, we have decided to take a unique approach to this incredibly close title race and see who has caught the eye of the Scudetto and who has been relegated to a situationship on this Serie A match. Let me tell you, Juventus, they might look like the good choice, but beware, the red flag, the Bianconeri lack ambition. Just look at all the draws this season. But want to talk about red flags? Well, Milan, drama. Just when things are looking up, they'll cause a massive scene in public. Just ask their manager and now their former captain as well. On to Lazio, they look pretty at times on the pitch, but they've got trouble maintaining their intensity. Best to swipe left on team performance issues. That brings us to Atalanta, the fun-loving underdogs who might not have the biggest budget in the world, but they'll always brighten your day with goals. Definitely a green flag. Napoli, they're all green flags this season. Despite being stingy with the bill, they'll give their all for you. And that brings us to Inter, a dependable team so steady that you can trust them with your heart week in and week out.
Today?
Apart from today.
That was very good.
That was great.
I enjoyed that.
Well done. Well done to our production team.
Well done, our production team. That was fantastic.
Love that.
Wasn't it? Really good.
Clever.
Okay, so that brings us to the next mission of the day. This is the reasons why certain teams will or will not win the Scudetto. We've given the boys each a team. Marco's got Inter, Grella has got Napoli, and Matteo is going with Gasparini's men. So, Marco, why don't you start? Why will Inter win and why won't they win the Scudetto? Green flags first.
So, as you could tell, we were assigned the team, so we had to choose these. Otherwise, maybe some of us wouldn't have chose these. I think it's very easy with Inter. This was the simplest of missions. They have the best roster on paper. They have absolutely the best bench. The players that they could put in could be starting on different teams if you just look at Zielinski as one example in the midfield. And for me, if they go out early in the Champions League, they will definitely win. If they had full focus, 100% concentration on the Serie A without anything else pulling them in different directions, they would go on and win the Scudetto. But luckily, that's not the way football works. And these are some of the red flags, the reasons why I think that they couldn't win. They're going to prioritize Champions League. If they go further on in the competition, with Napoli breathing down their neck and putting that pressure, I don't think they'll get away with being pulled in that many different directions. The second is that Napoli are a very good team. Antonio Conte understands and is a master at this. He's got the best winning percentage out of any coach in the Serie A. And the last one is exactly what we saw today. They lack concentration. There's the amount of times that I've seen Inter play, and we've all built them up and said, this is their moment. This in the high pressure, they're going to come out, and then they fall flat, and then they don't do it. Even if they get a lot of chances, opportunities, that's crazy to me. And the fact that this Juventus, who we've all sat here and criticized, has earned 4 points out of a potential 6 against Inter on this season, shows some of the inefficiencies of Inter.
That's very well balanced. I enjoyed that. Let's see if we get a well-balanced one.
Just take a breath that entire time.
Mr.
Had to get it all out.
You've got to start with the green flags, Grella.
For Napoli to win the Scudetto.
Napoli to win the Scudetto.
Okay. So
weren't we supposed to have 3?
Yeah, also, I didn't write that first one. The team has won the Serie A recently.
So you only wrote...
Actually, I don't know if I wrote any of this. Look, I think they're very... I think that they actually took that one right from my text to them. I think they've been very lucky. That's part of it. Marco tells me all the time that that's part of it. Like, they've hit the post, Merit saved them. They've done a lot with very little. I think the second one is that Antonio Conte is there. Obviously, he's one of the world's best managers.
Can you read it out loud?
he's fantastic, and then they've got players in the team. They have 8+ players in the team that have already won the Scudetto recently. Maybe that's what that top line means. So they've got those guys in the building still. Yeah, all right. They got those guys in the building still. So, and they're in first currently. The red flags are that they didn't play Skvara. I thought that was a massive red flag moment. They tried to get Garnacho, a couple of different guys, didn't fall through. They lost a lot of talent. They lost Osimhen, Zielinski, Kim at the back. They lost so many important pieces, obviously Spalletti being one of them since they won the Scudetto. And the club's infrastructure, I know not a lot of Napoli fans won't like this, but they've only won 3 titles. There's a reason why they've only won 3 titles, because they operate differently than the Milan, Juventus, and Inters of the world, and they also sometimes don't have the same budgets. So
you're not wrong. Conte said it himself recently.
Those are the realities.
He said it would be a miracle at the start of the season if they won the Scudetto.
But I love that our assignment was to get 3 of each. He couldn't even muster up to get a third for Napoli. He doesn't want them to win.
But I texted 3.
And identity. You didn't want to go that route.
I texted 3. What style and identity?
What was the
I mean,
third
they
one?
do have a very clear style.
Everyone, what was your third?
The third one was that they have experienced players.
Okay.
8+ players that have won the league.
There you go.
I think that's what the last
Antonio Conte is the second one, and the third one was that they're lucky.
They're lucky.
They're lucky stars. They're twinkling bright.
Even tonight. Even tonight. Would they have Antonio Conte had a voodoo doll of Lautaro Martinez tonight.
That's how I knew he didn't write that. Him saying their bright stars are twinkling is...
Matteo, save us.
I hear that coming out of your
I did write
mouth.
that.
You've got Atalanta, Matteo.
It's going to be even tougher now with the draw against Cagliari. My goodness. All right, green flags. Gasperini. This is the biggest green flag. He's been there since 2016. He has single-handedly turned Atalanta into a yo-yo club that had the most relegations and promotions into a team that is now considered a team in Serie A expected to challenge every year for Champions League. Identity. No team has a greater identity than Gasperini's Atalanta. You know exactly how they're going to play. You know how they're going to set up. They play from memory. They have a lot of the same core every single season, and he's given them that stability. And I love that they play with so much confidence, and they make it so difficult for some of the big boys in Europe. Personality is the other one. This team feels like they're the underdog in every single game. They play that way, and they often play better when they're the underdog. But here are the red flags. Are they now spread too thin? We know that they tend to lose some of their biggest players. Yes, they invest that money, but they invest with quantity sometimes over quality, and they are not a team that has the wage bill to compete in all those different competitions. That's the reality of the wage bill too. You know, they're not there at the top with the likes of Juventus, Inter, Milan, and others. You know, they were even having a tough time cracking in the top half of total wage bill spent, and yet they're still competitive. So the expectations now, because of 2016, is that they should always compete, but the reality financially is they should not be a team that wins Europa League, and they should not be a team that competes for the Scudetto.
What a fair representation, Matteo.
That's
I
me.
enjoyed that, boys. Good job. If I was going to pick a team
fun.
to go on a date with, I would go with Atalanta and Gasperini after their green flags.
A lot of people want to go on dates with Gasperini. Heard that one before.
Get in line, Poppy.
Yeah, I'll join the back of the queue. Kefren Turam had this to say after the match, after playing against his brother Marcus and winning. It was wonderful, like playing in the garden at home. It's a dream for me to play against him. Our dad was more anxious than we were, I
You
think.
guys see how good Lillian looked when they
So
cut to
good.
her?
Absolutely. This is so special, right?
Really.
This does not happen very often. Can you imagine Lilian Thuram? He's created 2 boys that are, one is on Inter and one is on Juventus, playing in an incredible matchup. Both superstars on their team. I think Kefren Thuram is amazing for Juventus. Marcus Thuram, even if he doesn't have the best of nights, is a remarkable player. It's beautiful
I think
to see.
for me as a dad, and I know Matteo will echo this as well, the most important thing for dads is that you raise good kids, right? And you teach them the right things. And then if you can get this type of production, I mean, it's just a testament to who Lilian Thuram is as a person, as a father, also, and not just a player as well. So, and we've done interviews with both of them.
Very humble.
So
and
nice.
just so humble and down to earth and obviously talented.
people.
So really, it's a father's dream, I would say.
You're saying it comes down to Lilian, the father.
Well, he's a big piece of it.
So you guys have
and the
2
mother
boys.
and the mom and mom.
You guys have 2 boys.
Difference
We're
is
going to see
Lillian
them.
Lillian and Mike Grella were world-class athletes. You guys see the way I run. Not even comparable.
Hey, but your
foot's too big.
wife is an athlete.
Your foot's too big. It's like this.
Stay with us. We're going to wrap things up after this short break. We'll be back in a second.